house.
You tell
Richard
us.
Kuhn. Richard Kuhn is the speaker now. Whether we like it or leave it, Richard Kuhn is the speaker.
Breakfast show in Liberia, the OK Morning Rush.
Time to get out of bed. Time to put on the radio. Oh, you've already put it on.
More breakfast. OK Morning Rush. The biggest hits on the biggest breakfast show.
You're waking up with
Clarence Jackson on your favorite radio station.
Soundbites are intended to remind the politicians about some of the things they said. That's a way of letting them know. Well, I'd like to say good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Morning Rush. We're rushing at the breakfast table. Please, this is a song that gets you at the table in the morning. It's Tuesday, 18th August. We're gradually moving to August 24th. It's going to be Monday next week, I'm sure. So this week I'm planning to do something with young Liberian historian Emmanuel Kofa. We have to find a time to talk about the flag. Too many information about the flag. That's why I like the song by Minister Louis Kolako, The Flag of Liberia. Okay. We are here again until 10 o'clock this morning. 8 o'clock, the Deputy Director General for Administration, I'm sure, from the Liberia National Tourism Authority will be here as our guest. Will talk about that authority and some of its activities. And then 9 o'clock, Reverend Dr. Olu Menje, the president of the Totman University in Maryland County, in Harper, Maryland County. The president of the Totman University, Reverend Dr. Olu Menje, will be here and we'll talk to you. We'll talk academic, we'll talk education. And that is going to be at 9 o'clock. That's the shape of the show today. My name is Piso. Across Monrovia, good morning to all of you. Across our nation, remember, the beauty of life is not whether you're happy, but how others can be happy because of you. I'm hearing Unity Party has appointed Vaughan County Senator Prince Mui, the Mano Winship man, to lead his election process in Lofa County. Congratulations to Senator Prince Mui going into Lofa. I am told the situation in Lofa is tense. Politically, nobody is fighting there, but it's politically tense. There are alignments and realignments. There are interests and different interests. That's how politics have always been here. So the Lofa election is not going to be any exception. different sides in the Unity Party supporting different candidates. And I'm told Deputy Speaker Thomas Fowler and his the NAMO group on the other side supporting a candidate, and then Clarence Massacre, the LTA man, and others from the Unity Party on the other side supporting another candidate. So you see why I say it's time. We're taking a very short break. We'll be right back. Let's join our sponsors. The Liberia Electricity Corporation, the LEC, is coming up with a radio program this Friday on OKFM. It's going to be every Friday evening, I'm sure from 7 to 8 p.m. Join them as they will be here, Philip Farley and his team, regularly talking about the LEC. Let's take a break. The size of the needle doesn't mean it is difficult to get iron. Needles are always smaller in size. But iron being in a ha. No, you never heard me. I said, because needle is very small, ain't me iron being a ha. That needle on the size there.
Good news, good news, good news. The National Insurance Corporation of Liberia, NACO, says civil servants can now insure their cars, keke, motorbikes, and pay through a 6-month salary deduction with no stress. I say no stress. This is how it works. NACO says you are not paying the amount in full and no more police harassment on your way to and from work. It covers both third-party and comprehensive motor vehicle insurance. This is what you need to do as a civil servant. Apply for the legal power of attorney, the LPA, credit through your human resource manager, and get your approval message and proceed to NICOL office in Congo Town on the 3rd floor of the NP House opposite Sinker Palace Hotel with your vehicle documents and your national ID card to obtain your insurance policy. NACO also serve the public and provide great discounts for all your insurance needs, including term, medical, and life insurance, business and home insurance against fire and allied perils, public liability, bonds, marine and cargo insurance, and many more. Civil servants, what are you waiting for? Rush now and get your vehicle insurance at NACO and pay over 6 months through salary deductions. For more information, you can call or WhatsApp us on 777-964-265 or inbox NACO Facebook page. NACO, your insurance partner you can trust.
The Liberia Revenue Authority, LRA, informs all taxpayers and the general public of the ongoing registration exercise for medium and large taxpayers in preparation for the transition to the value-added tax VAT regime. The registration process includes the deployment of an electronic invoicing system in accordance with Section 55C of the Revenue Code of Liberia as amended and the Income Tax EFD regulation. All concerned taxpayers are encouraged to register online on the LRA website www.lra.gov.lr by clicking on the Online Services tab, selecting GST or VAT registration and completing the registration process. A team from the LRA will visit your premises to provide support for the registration process. Taxpayers are strongly advised to fully cooperate with the LRA registration teams to ensure successful registration and smooth deployment of the electronic invoicing system. Failure to comply with the registration requirements may result in penalties as prescribed under the amended Revenue Code, including other punitive measures. Please note that pursuant to the Liberia Tax Amendment Act of December 2025, approved on March 24, 2026, the Goods and Services Tax (GST) rate has been adjusted from 12% to 13% as part of efforts to facilitate a smooth transition to the value-added tax VAT system in 2027. For more information, visit the LRA website www.lra.gov.lr or call 0770 572 572. Signed, Margaret P. Crote, Commissioner, Domestic Tax Department.
From the heart of
Are you looking for quality and healthy beats for whatever occasion for reasonable price? Then worry no more. Brown Hop Liberia got you covered. At Brown Hop Liberia, we sell healthy, hygienically raised pig for only $350 Liberian per pound. Our pigs are born and raised in Liberia according to high European standards of hygiene and care. You are welcome to visit our farm in Bombing County or come to UCI at Freeport to choose your pig, weigh it, pay, and take it home. For more information, inquiry, or reservation, contact Brown Hop Liberia via WhatsApp on 0770-888-804 or call 0880-900-041. Brown Hop Liberia, quality you see, cleanliness you can trust.
where we belong. Healthy pigs, quality you'll trust.
I say, my people, First National Savings and Loans Liberia not do it again. Oh, I say, my people, y'all listen. First National Savings and Loan Liberia not do it again. Oh,
but when I compu, why you shouting all around the place like you not found bank manager well so?
Namo, even if I found bank manager well, I would be very happy.
Like how now?
Because all the things that the First National Savings and Loans Liberia doing, it will really take away our stress. Oh.
In what way it will take away your stress?
Look, Namo, if you're looking for a good place to save your money you suffer for, or you want your money to receive good interest over a period of time, then go to the First National Savings and Loans Liberia. At First National Savings and Loans Liberia, you can open savings account, current account, church savings, SUSU savings, and mobile banking. You will get account SMS alerts right away, meaning as soon as you save the money, you will get a message in your phone right away that you not save the money.
So compu, the way you not do all the fancy then so what you do now if I want to open my own account?
Nambo, when it comes to opening saving account for church, school, and organization, you can call them and they can open the account for you right to your own house, school, church, or organization. If you want to pay your children's school fees, you can also do it when you call them too. Try to join them to make things easy for yourself.
I rather missing good to you.
Also, First National Savings and Loans Liberia can offer you different ways to do what the poor people call fixed deposit, or to keep your money starting from 13% per annual, meaning per year, for Liberian dollars deposit, and 10.25% per annual, meaning also per year for United States dollars deposit, for what the poor people call fixed deposit. First National Savings and Loans Liberia. We are located on 10th Street, Sinker. Better still, you can call us on 0779 206 231 or 0886 027 466, and we will come to you. First National Savings and Loan Liberia is a microfinance deposit taking institution. At First National Savings and Loans Liberia, we put you and your business first.
Okay, welcome back to the show. First National Saving Bank. Yesterday we had the Central Bank of Liberia here. We're talking about some banking issue, we're talking about loan payment, you know. And there's a conference coming up on the 9th to the 11th of September. I think I'm right. central bank is trying to pull stakeholders in the banking sector, business people, commercial banks, and others to have a conversation. Let's sit around the table. Let's talk about it. Why are people so delinquent when it comes to paying loans? And when we opened the telephone lines yesterday, you heard different persons talking about it differently. So that is it. Charles Demi says, good morning. Jacob Moakwi, I'm following from the headquarters of the Innovative Youth Alliance. Patrick Dewitt is joining us from New Georgia. Caldwell, Godwin Weir following from Caldwell Belt. Jim say is following. Siliki Kabar is following. And all of you, Terry F. Conan, Jamel Flomo S. Peter Benda, Ibrahim Fayah, Emmanuel J. Gallier Sr., James Ducle, and all of you. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's go to the BBC. Let's see what's happening in other places in Africa. In Sierra Leone, I'm sure, I think I read President Julius Madabio has appointed a new Minister of Foreign Affairs. The Foreign Minister of Sierra Leone was a very young guy, very young man. The president has appointed a new foreign minister. He worked in a government in different capacities, but now he's appointed. The last time I checked, he was the Minister of Minister of Labor and Social Services in Sierra Leone. He's now the Minister of Foreign Affairs designate. Zambia's President Hakainde Hichilema has been re-elected for a second 5-year term after securing 60% of the valid votes cast. The Electoral Commission has announced Hichilema's win was widely expected, with his close challenger Brian Mudubali getting 38% of the votes. The remaining 12 candidates, still far behind. Under Zambia's electoral system, a candidate needs more than 50% of the vote to win in the first round, avoiding a runoff. The result came after a contested process, with 55-year-old Mudubali earlier claiming victory and alleging, without providing evidence, that there had been vote irregularities. In a statement after being declared the winner, Hichilema, 64, said, "We are truly humbled by the trust you have placed in our hands." He said the elections showed that Zambia was a nation of peace, law, and order, and a democratic nation that settles our differences at the ballot box and nowhere else. So the president of Zambia, Hichilema, has been re-elected. I know congratulatory messages are going to be pouring in from leaders around Africa. That's okay. Democracy, regular elections, yes, it's better than people, resorting to violence. I don't know why after elections people can declare themselves winner and all the kind of thing. President Joseph Boakai, in his capacity as visitor to the University of Liberia, has brokered an agreement amongst the key stakeholders of the university aimed at resolving outstanding disagreements, restoring dialogue, and advancing the orderly resumption of normal academic and administrative activities. The president devoted much of Saturday to separate and extensive consultations with the leadership of the University of Liberia Faculty and Staff Association, the University of Liberia, and the Board of Trustees. The engagements were held against the backdrop of disagreements over the condition for the resumption of normal operations at the university. He urged all parties to place the interests of students and the long-term stability of the university above their differences, stressing that confrontation, threats, and ultimatums must give way to constructive dialogue, mutual respect, and institutional cooperation. Following the consultations, the parties reached a consensus on a number of measures intended to address long-standing concerns, rebuild confidence, and facilitate the restoration of normal operations at the university. As part of the agreement, both the Faculty and Staff Association and the university's administration agreed to withdraw from recent statements that contributed to heightened tensions and to recommit to respectful, constructive, and sustained engagement. A key issue addressed during the discussions was the retirement benefits of eligible university employees. The government, through the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, will remit US $2.4 million to the National Social Security and Welfare Corporation to facilitate the immediate enrollment of eligible employees, meaning the government has instructed the Ministry of Finance to place in NASCO's account $2.4 million to ensure that those who will be eligible for retirement at the University of Liberia begin to benefit. The parties also agreed that 40% of outstanding salary owed to eligible beneficiaries will be included in the 2027 national budget for consideration. President Boakai further directed renewed attention to the deteriorating infrastructure at the university. Under the agreement, priority will be given to the renovation and rehabilitation of existing facilities before consideration of the proposed construction of a new classroom building, meaning as a result of the meeting, all the things they discussed, the university's administration is supposed to place more energy on renovating the damaged infrastructures or the affected infrastructures at the university. Yeah, they will try to construct new projects or undertake new projects, but the immediate goal now is to carry on massive renovation. The Ministry of Public Works will lead the renovation program and develop clear timelines for implementation. To ensure accountability and prevent further delays, a special monitoring mechanism comprising representatives of the university administration, faculty, the board of trustees, and senior government officials will be established to monitor implementation of the renovation works and provide weekly progress reports to the president. The meeting was also informed that 6,000 classroom chairs have already been secured, with arrangements on the way to procure an additional 14,000 chairs to improve learning conditions across the university. President Boakai described the consultations as productive and emphasized that the agreement reached must now be followed by concrete action. The University of Liberia is bigger than any individual or disagreement. Our students must not become casualties of institutional differences. We must find solutions, restore confidence, and move this university forward, the president said. The president called on the university administration, board of trustees, faculty, staff, students, and relevant government institutions to work together in good faith and place the long interest of the university and the Republic of Liberia above individual and institutional differences. So that is it. The president is trying to place more of his focus on the University of Liberia, the state premier university, that institution of higher learning in the country. The president is concerned about the physical infrastructures at the university over there. So the university's administration will work with the Ministry of Public Works to ensure clear timeline, clear roadmap for the renovation process. Maybe thereafter, then they will begin to talk about constructing new facilities. The president has made it clear that, look, he's of the conviction that everything that was discussed over there can move on immediately. The president encouraged them to disengage from too much public utterances and things that will bring the university to public disrepute. Not just that, he was also concerned about the students not being casualties, meaning when the elephants are fighting, the ground will suffer. When the administration, the faculty, and everybody fighting, the students will not go to school, their time will get delayed, and it will not be good for the university. I watched a particular video yesterday from the University of Liberia's campus. All I can say to Dr. Mapaya is thank you. Thank you for demonstrating leadership, patience, for being humble. I saw a student of the university, the kind of way he was spilling what he wanted to spill. I heard the manner, his posture, the manner, how disrespectful he was to the president of the university. I just sat in my seat. Look, students, you always be students. All of us know there are issues at the university. Yeah, look, that place is not. Many times I say to myself, maybe the country need to put in place long-term plan. All the universities administration need to put in long-term plan to relocate most of the colleges from the main campus to the how do you call the place, to the Fender campus. And maybe in the long run, we think about, maybe using the Capitol Hill campus just for administrative purposes and all the academic purposes. If we have to construct additional facilities, we do. There are always problems at the university, but sometimes you just gotta take time. The way the guy spoke to the woman. As a student of the social sciences, I know what collective behavior can do. Sometimes when you remove that guy, if that guy was alone somewhere, he would not speak the way he spoke. But I can understand the nature of that collective behavior, the way when you see your colleagues around, you see your friends around, the bravery, it comes with a lot of things. But sometimes you just need, and she stood there and was just looking at the guy, and he was just talking and talking and talking, and she was just looking at him. And I was saying, this guy, I know there are issues, I know you are angry, but sometimes there are channels. That is what differentiate a university student from an ordinary person. That difference, because that regular people who ain't probably go to high school to graduate to get admission at a university, that's how they're supposed to be talking, but when you go to the university as on stage, as on level, people know that you are refined, the way you talk, your utterances, how calm sometimes you are. Because sometimes your intelligence is mentioned by the way you respond to issues. But that is it. I hope they can solve the situation at the university. There will always be issues there. Institutions are not clear of issues, but the university too, Dr. Mapaya and the other people too. Sometimes when you go into these discussions, whether it is the faculty, whether it is the staff and those kinds of things, you should be able to live up to it. It makes you good. You say something, you should be able to live up to it. I'm sure everybody is agitating the way they're doing because they want the best for the university. Everybody wants to see the university make progress, from different perspectives. All of you are supposed to work together to make it better. Let's go. President Joseph Boakai, though not a football player, but has signed, and he didn't have to be a footballer to do this, but he has signed this law, this landmark National Sports Fund Act. And thanks to River G Senator Janitor Sibwe, Board Charles, even if he got re-elected in 2029, even if he did not get re-election in 2029, history will be kind to him that he played for the Liberia national team, he played football in the country to the highest level, and becoming a senator, probably he has said to himself, if I will not do anything for the country that people will appreciate, I will ensure I sponsor a bill that will be called the National Sports Fund Act to ensure that the government support to football cannot be a matter of choice. It can be a matter of compulsion because it will be a matter of law. We are told that under the new law, the sports fund will be financed through levies on luxury and non-sports related goods. That's the same thing we're talking about when we're talking about the cleanliness of the two cities of Monrovia and Pinsville. That we can look at how we can look at the trash car, or we can look at the LEC when people buy token or when people buy trash car. We take small money there, put it in an escrow account, keep it exclusively apart from whatever support the government giving these two cities, so that they'll be able to clean the cities. Then we hold the mayors accountable. So under this law, there will be a special fund that will be set aside, funds that will be taken from luxury and non-sport related goods. Additional revenue will come from the annual budgetary subsidy, donation, and grants. Of course, the government is supposed to always support, but we'll have a dedicated fund now to support sports in the country. And I'm sure the LFA and other people, as part of that kind of money, they will reach out. So, because many times we complain, the Lone Star, sometimes people can say Lone Star part did well, but football, that money, the funds are earmarked exclusively for construction and modernization of stadiums and sports facilities to support national teams and international competition, youth development program and talent discovery, training and certification of coaches. So it's a bunch of different things. But the thing is, at least we're going to have a dedicated money now directed to football in the country, aside from the national budget. And I thought that was something very, very, very good to talk about. Yesterday, the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, headed by Bemin Harris Colley, as the minister, that ministry collaborated with one of its partners or some of its partners on the women's livelihood grant. They provided some money. I think it was in Grand Jide County, the government through the Ministry of Gender, and the Liberia Women Empowerment Project continues to advance women economic empowerment. They were there giving livelihood grant support to grow businesses of women. It was also intended to strengthen household incomes and build more resilient communities. That's a good thing. These people get grant. You know, grant, you can pay it back. That loan people can pay back. Grant are free. You get grant, you can pay it back. But I'm sure they will have people working with these people to ensure that the right things are done. To ensure that you will not take that money and just go buy something. The purpose of that kind of money is to invest, put it into business, so your business is able to grow, so you're able to send your children to school, your grandchildren to school properly. So I'm sure the Ministry of Gender and its partners, they will not just get the money and move from there. I'm sure they have people who will work with these people, social worker. You know, make sure you mobilize these people. And before the monies are given, I'm sure people can go to the community to do assessment. They have to identify who is supposed to benefit from the money, what you're supposed to use the money for. And I'm sure when they give you the money again, they will do follow-ups. So, because there's supposed to be success stories now. You know, 1 or 2 years from now, there's supposed to be one woman, 2, 3 women who will come out and say, as a result of the grant provided me or provided us by the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Gender and its partners, I did not have this. This is where I am today. That is it about those kinds of money. Thanks to Minister Bemin Colley and her team at the ministry and the Liberia Women Empowerment Project. Wonderful job. You know, get more money, go to more counties across the country. Sometimes the women just need little money to start. Yesterday you heard, when the central bank people were here, you heard the people talking about the banks. You know, how when people give people money today, tomorrow they want them to stop paying. But sometimes this money, saying it is a grant, they're not going to pay back. And you too who receiving the money, you got to be serious. Because the seriousness you will express or demonstrate through the business you will do will encourage the government to invest more into other women. But if they gave you the money, you took the money, you ate the money, when they come back to do something and nothing there, then that's something altogether. Tomorrow I will take some time to talk about something that impressed me yesterday. A Liberian woman, former NPA Managing Director, Madam Matela Parker, Woki Parker, she's operating something quietly in this town that a lot of people may not know about. I visited her place yesterday and I was very impressed. But tomorrow we'll take some time to talk about it. I will talk to Civil Service Director General Josiah Joker to tell us about the construction of a regional CSA headquarters in Grand Jide. I think they had groundbreaking ceremony yesterday. But let's go on. Now, the other time I told you that some phones or tablets got missing from the Liberia Land Authority. And I told you that I spoke to people from the communication section and they said they were just returning to work after the July 26th celebration, so they did not have the information. But we've been working with sources and we managed to pull out some information. As a matter of fact, the head of the Land Authority, Samuel Pakio, is that his name? Yes. He's not taking this thing for joke. In fact, initially they decided to subject people to institutional investigation, but the head of the Land Authority, I am told by my sources, believe that that issue is a criminal matter. So they have forwarded these people to the police. So I am told at the moment, Few persons are being investigated at the Slipway Police Depot because it is around that area. 85 pieces of tablet got missing. 85. Those tablets were bought for a particular project purpose. The Liberian Land Authority is supposed to do a project, and I'm told by my sources that each of the tablet costs 250 United States dollars. So if you do the mathematics, 85 tablets, 250 each, we'll be talking around 21,000 and thereabout. Now let me tell you how it got missing. The tablets, like I said, they're supposed to use it for a particular project that's supposed to start the 1st of September. So they put up vacancies and they recruited people across the country, and they're supposed to go from one county to another to go train. When they went to Nima to do the first training, one of the tablets lost in Sanikole. One of the tablets lost. They looked for it, they couldn't find it. Everybody was aware that it lost. So they brought the 84 pieces of the tablet, they put it in a warehouse here in Memorial at the Liberian Land Authority. After, according to my sources, the tablets were in the care of the Asset and Logistics Department. They put a tablet in the warehouse, 84 pieces. After a certain time, they try to get the tablet to do what they wanted to do. No tablet. Everything lost. No burglary was done on the warehouse. The lock was never broken. The lock is intact. No burglary. The people who supposed to have the keys still have the keys, but the 84 pieces of tablet, they can't find it. It lost. That project is supposed to be done in 3 counties: Margibi, Montserrado, and Nimba. So right now they're looking for it. Yeah, they're looking for the tablet. They can't find it. So people are being investigated at the Slipway Police Depot. Anything from there will tell you what's going to happen. 85 tablet. And then I am reliably told that somebody from the CSD department went to the Land Authority to do an investigation, and they asked the people who got the key. They said, oh, but the whole key intact. Then the CSD guy, according to my information, took different key and put it in the lock and he opened it. But people are being investigated. But I just want to let you know that 85 pieces of tablet just walked from that warehouse. And that is the reason why the head of that place is not taking the thing institutionally. He believed that the police should take charge, so they're investigating. Let me read something the Inspector General Gregory Coleman wrote yesterday, and then I'll read something latest Amara Conan wrote again. Gregory says, when public commentary becomes a public duty, there is a fundamental difference between raising questions and claiming that state institutions are protecting a drug cartel. The first is the legitimate oversight. The second is an allegation of serious criminal wrongdoing that must be supported by evidence. When such a claim comes from a certain senator, he was responding to Amara. When such a claim comes from a certain senator, it carries greater weight and creates a corresponding responsibility. If he possesses credible information, he should place it before the appropriate authorities so that it can be tested, investigated, and, where justified, prosecuted. This is also a matter of public service ethics. Duty requires officials to report wrongdoing. Good judgment requires them to consider whether public discourses could elect suspects, compromise witnesses, expose sources, or disrupt an active investigation. Integrity requires courage to produce facts, not merely suspicions. Fairness requires that no one, senior or junior, be condemned without evidence and due process. Criticism does not weaken institutions when it is responsible and evidence-based, but serious accusations made without reporting facts can prejudice investigations, damage innocent people, and ultimately help the criminal networks we are all seeking to dismantle. If there is evidence, bring it forward. It will be investigated without fear, favor, rank, or political consideration. Accountability, Gregory said, begins with speaking out. But responsible leadership requires something more, putting the evidence on the record. Gregory was responding to Senator Amara Conner. Amara Conner comes back this morning, and he has responded to Gregory's response. He says, accountability in Liberia's cocaine scandal cannot be delayed or deflected. I have read the Inspector General of the Liberia National Police response and another security chief's comments, which attempt to deflect from the core issue are raised in the danger of silence in the cocaine investigation, which I posted yesterday. Let me be clear, this is not political gossip. It is about our republic's survival in the face of two covering national security threats. The penetration of multi-million-dollar drug cartels deep into Liberia and the erosion of territorial integrity along our northern border. Together, they endanger our youth, our sovereignty, and the state's ability. Whenever major narcotics operations are uncovered in our country, a troubling and cowardly pattern emerges. Junior officers, the foot soldiers, are swiftly punished, scapegoated, or thrown under the bus without due process, and our courts rule in the cartel's favor. No one is penalized by our system when we have one, given the stringent drug laws in West Africa. Meanwhile, suspended and dismissed senior leaders remain comfortably at home, shielded from scrutiny by their bosses in air-conditioned offices and allowed to maintain a facade of business as usual. Not a single one of them has faced a judge. This imbalance undermines public confidence and raises legitimate questions about institutional integrity. No security institution can credibly investigate allegations involving its own leadership or inner cycle. Such cases require independent, transparent oversight. This is not optional. Serious allegations already in the public domain demand clear answers. A senior officer admitted to receiving money from individuals linked to the cartel to provide comfort after an arrest, which the RG has admitted. Another officer, the officer in charge at the Drug Enforcement Agency, is alleged to have received a vehicle from cartel actors. The chief of Highway Patrol used a police vehicle to escort the drugs. According to police or public sources, he had instructions from above in a chain of command. Let them all go to court to answer questions about their roles in enabling the cartel. These claims did not originate from politicians. They came from within the security services and the investigation the RG oversees and were leaked to media outlets and the Liberian activists living in exile, leading to arrest and administrative action. Additionally, there is a serious allegation that a cartel might have supplied Starlink equipment to the national police. So far, the police RG or the Liberia National Police has not denied this claim with any documentary proof showing how the equipment was obtained. In a time when public trust is fragile, silence on such issues does not reassure the nation. The responsibility for disproving these allegations with facts and accountability lies directly with you at the top, not with me, doing my constitutional oversight job by advocating for an independent investigation. Accountability begins at the top. If individuals within a command structure are implicated in bribery, improper inducement, or cartel-related interactions, continuous silence risks being interpreted as institutional protection. Liberia cannot afford even the perception that a cartel has penetrated the state. You cannot hide behind technicalities or point fingers at lawmakers performing their constitutional oversight duties. He says, step up. Address the specific corruption allegations with your immediate ranks and allow an independent and transparent investigation to proceed without interference. Remaining at the helm while an active and high-profile narcotics probe implicates close associate thins the entire integrity of the Liberia National Police. The honorable course of action is to step aside, Mr. RG. My role as a senator is not to conduct criminal investigation. It is not to raise concerns when the public interest is threatened and to demand accountability from those entrusted with national security. I will continue to do so. Constitutional oversight cannot be reframed as obstruction, and public scrutiny cannot be dismissed as prejudice to an investigation. I did not vote for President Boakai and Labour to help bring this government to power, only to watch our state institutions, especially our security institutions, drifted towards compromise by criminal networks. Silence is not an option for me, and no amount of deflection will weaken the demand for real accountability. It's a long thing, Amara Road, got to take course. So it's back to back. My only advice to the Inspector General of Police, and I know some people will not like this one, but I'm just being honest. Gregory will have to refrain from responding and writing. Look, I know the position he sits in is a political position, meaning the president of the country can appoint the police inspector general. But the police inspector general and the Liberia National Police is supposed to be a non-partisan force. If care is not taken and if Gregory is not careful, he is beginning to gradually drag himself into the politics of the day. And if that is happening, there will be a lack of trust, public trust in the police. He will have to be very careful. I think it's good for the politicians to be rating the way they're rating, and the police inspector general is concentrated on his job. Don't get me wrong. But if care is not taken, and you start rating battle by everybody, battle, you will gradually, before Gregory Bape out, boom, he will make himself a politician, and it will erode public confidence in the police force. And sometimes that's what the politicians really want, to drag him into the mainstream politics, and so he looks like a politician, and that's what they want. Then they go after him as a politician, then he go after them like a politician, then it affects the entire Liberia National Police. I thought he would be smarter and more careful. Well, a lot of people say, oh, but the man saying thing about the man, why you want the man to do the man? I think the police inspector general got forums and the way to respond to these kinds of things other than the way he's proceeding. Well, again, I'm not a court, I'm not a jury. I can't sanction his opinion. He have a right to do what he wants to do. I am just thinking beyond the rating and everything, because I think if Greg is not careful, he's gradually getting into the main politics other than focusing on the substantive nature of the investigation, getting to the bottom of everything and moving ahead and moving forward. If you take time when you let a politician drag you, you start rating too, they rating, you rating, they rating, you rating, they will just pick up something. And then by the time you look, you're a politician. Then they treat you like one. Then they treat the police force like a political police force. And like I said, that's why some of the politicians want for you to, they want you to respond the way you are doing now, Greg. You got to be careful. I hope you got people around to advise you, you know. Well, that's it. Let's go to the lines and take some calls. 0 for us. We'll continue to play our role from where we sit. 0777 700-995, 0555-995-995. Let's take, I'm supposed to talk to Dr. Josiah Joker. Joker, I think I will take you before I take my next guest at 9. I can promise you. Hello?
Yeah, good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Lucini Kamara, and I'm coming in from Brazil.
Yes, Kamara.
Big Clarence, I think Senator Amakone and the other senators, they are a mere joke. You know, you can't respond or summon the police director. You got the power. You got power to summon police director. If you see that you pleading in the interest of the Liberian people, why you cannot summon the police director? The police director take the media and say there are people in high authority who know about the jobs. And you got a veto power to summon the police director. Why you wasting time? Why you on Facebook?
No, but the other side, I mean, they're taking your word. If the police inspector general say people too bribe, people got to invite him for it. He can't arrest the people. Bribery is a crime under Liberian law. If the police that forgot about the senator. If the police inspector general think people take bribe, people got to invite him for it before he talk it. Because when you say people take bribe, you get it facts, you get it evidence.
No, listen, Mr. Kai, my point is, if you and the police director are teaching Facebook writing on Facebook, then why that you can lock away and bring him to the house for you to get a good clarity from him?
No, but the legislature is not in section anyway. Okay, but thank you. Let's take more of this. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Oh my word. Yeah. Good morning.
Okay, Clarence. Thank you for the discussion this morning. Clarence, this is Peter Bena, and I.
Peter, let's hear you.
Okay, Clarence. I called to. I also read the senator post this morning, and I honestly calling for the RG stepping aside for the investigation, leading him to the bargain of 10,000 and also the starting investigation at the headquarters of the National Point. But for the 10,000, allegation, the police investigated at 10,000. They declared that Gregory did not receive any of that 10,000 from whosoever that received the bribe. They were clear by the police. They have to the department with the police. They investigated Gregory and now released a report for social media. I believe the senator read it, but you don't want to talk about it as well.
You say what they investigated Gregory?
Yes.
Who investigated?
Gregory was investigated for that 10,000, and he was clear that he did not receive.
Really?
Oh yes, Clarence.
No, I'm not come up. The police issued statement on that.
Come again?
The police issued statement that Gregory was who investigated Gregory?
They have investigator. The police have department that responsible for investigating. Their own.
I don't know what are the. How they call the people? They got a I just forget that name. But I don't know whether the inspector general can suggest himself to them. I think the inspector general, if anything, an investigation, blah blah blah. I think it's supposed to be a mandate either from the president to the minister of justice. I don't know whether the institution or the police investigated Gregory. I'm just hearing that.
No, the police have internal investigation department.
I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying I don't know whether the inspector general can suggest himself to aid or not, but whose mandate? Because you said Gregory was investigated. Besides that, don't you agree with Amara Conan that the 10,000 or whoever police officers were suspended or dismissed should be prosecuted and they should not just go?
I also agree. But Amara Conan's point here is for Gregory to stay aside. The entire investigation, all those according to Gregory, he have been targeted.
Okay, thank you. I think Conan's point was based on best practice and international standards. Sometimes when something happens that where most of your top people around you are implicated and actions are taken against them, sometimes people can step aside. But it looks like that kind of stepping aside probably is optional, is based on ethics and those kinds of things. Hello?
All right, Amina.
Yeah, good morning, my friend.
Morning, how are you?
I'm doing good.
And I'm in one of your counties heading to Quetta.
You're going to what? Quetta or Quetta?
Quetta, my man, I'm better, man.
Where are you at the moment? Because they get Quetta. Quetta is Qualita.
Yeah.
Okay, Qualita is in Zota, I'm sure. Qualita is supposed to be the home village of the late William Gabriel Poulet.
I'm in Banga, and you are live in my car.
Go ahead.
So, it's optional, professionally, that the police director, if this were in any other country, the police director should not be police director by now, Clarence. And this is fact. He should not be, but guess what, Clarence? He is one of the daddy boys and daddy girl of this
Why you
government.
think he should not be police commander by now?
Because of the link, the allegation. Forget about all the other people that linked to him that say they took bribe. But even in military, if I'm not wrong, I don't know whether I can state code it properly. They say why everything the unit does under the commander take the blame or what. But superior respondent, for example, right? And the graduate we know with all of the qualification, somebody who went to Harvard and this and that. And this kind of scandal, this kind of allegation, you should not be police director. But even if you still want to maintain your position, are you a politician? Yes, Gregory is a politician. So Gregory will speak the way he speaks. Nothing will happen to Gregory. Gregory can challenge anybody in the country. Nothing will happen that the president say he's one of the darling boys in the government. But he has to be careful, just as you said to him, he has to remain silent and let this investigation. He can be going after everybody that you see where the other people do, but Gregory is a politician. He's not currently operating as a police director, which is sad.
Thank you. But I don't see him as such. I see him like an inspector general of police, and I know that position calls for a lot. You know, let's take this call. Our guest is already here. We'll just take 3 more. Hello.
Yeah, morning, Clarence. This is Mo Ali.
Mr. Mo Ali, let's hear you.
Yeah, first, Clarence, I agree with you. The police ID should not be responding to politicians. Clarence, I think Senator Amara Kone is not being sincere in his discourse.
Okay.
So first, yesterday, Senator Amara Kone stated clearly.
I didn't read yours this morning because I had to read Gregory's.
Yeah,
tomorrow,
I know, but
tomorrow
I
am on a public. I am
it.
on a public obligation. I will read yours tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'm saying yesterday he stated that only low-ranking officers were arrested, dismissed, and there were no senior officer arrested or dismissed. Today, he comes to say that senior officers who were arrested, dismissed or suspended, to walking back on the allegation he made yesterday. You see, I think there is a pattern here from people, and that pattern is, okay, maybe Gregory is this tough guy. Gregory is getting to the depth of things. And the CDC people have said, let's make Gregory our target. And Senator Amara Kone has fallen for it. Senator Amara Kone also went on in this post today to explicitly accuse the court of being compromised by the drug cartel. Read, I think, the first or the second paragraph. He said the court does not find the cartel guilty. The court ruled in favor of the cartel. Now, this is a member of the first branch of government sitting as a senator and accusing the judiciary branch of being compromised by the drug cartel. And these are the little points for me when I read the post, I pick up. We cannot be in a country where a senator is accusing the
I think I need to go back over that reading. That particular portion, I need to grab it. But thank you, Mo.
You should go there.
Thank you. Let's take our final call. I'm sure it's supposed to be from outside. Yes, if you are definite in accusing the court, then I think that one, Senator Connor I think he fell. But I will go to see him. Good morning.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Clarence. Thank you. Clarence, thank you ever so much this morning for all your talking points. But Clarence, you see, Senator Connor has put himself in the positions of undermining the effort of the government. Maybe for some, maybe like people will say in a bar, he has 17 grievances against the president. But Clarence, this is it. Senator Amara Connor yesterday made a post. There's a contradiction in his 2 posts. Yesterday, Senator Amara Connor claimed in his post that there is no senior government officials that have been
Mo just said the same thing.
Okay, very, very good. Now, today, you see he come. So, you see, the party here is that over time, I see that the target have been the RT because the entire oppositions, I think the mentality is that the RT is placed in a position that they want to get rid of him because for you, even Clarence, to say on the radio, say the man should not be responding, even though it is true that he, as a police director, he need to be very careful as to how he speaks. But Clarence, look at the pattern. Almost all the opposition political leaders.
No, but I don't know what you're saying. If you agree with me, then I don't know, but I don't know. Okay, thank you. But listen, yeah. Anyway, let's just take the final call. You know, there are just some patterns. There are just some things in the country that doesn't surprise me anymore. In opposition, what did people say about the code? Oh, the code is compromised. The code is like that. The code is like that. No code in the country. No. Eric Baye, final caller. So let's take our guests. We got serious conversation to have. Yeah, morning.
Dear Baye here. Clarence, the fight against drugs should not be politicized. It is not a fight for. It is a fight for the opposition. It is the fight for position and the fight for non-position. Clarence, you in studio over there. Every morning, you too want to find solution to this whole drug saga. So if a sitting senator is trying to find answers, it should not be politicized. Now let's get to some key questions. The Inspector General of Police was very emphatic when he said government officials at most senior levels.
He said he even used senior. He said at the highest level. I think that was the word.
Level. One of this that was dismissed that Mo Ali didn't want to tie their hair right. Is 106 the most senior level? No. This didn't come from the senator. This didn't come from me. It didn't come from you. It came from the IG own self. He brought this upon himself. So why can the higher question be asked to him? Since you said at the most senior level, at the highest level, you produce the evidence. Was it not the same IG that said media individuals? Who said it? Was it Amara Kone? Was it opposition? Was it other people? It was the IG who said it. The fact that he said it, who should provide our evidence? Is it not him?
Okay, Eric. That's why at some point I said the same thing again. I said at this stage, I think it was good for Gregory to step aside from addressing press conferences, and the Minister of Information, PR, should take over because there were some things. I had to do that because it's a female. Female don't call easily. Good morning, 30 seconds.
It's not easy in 30 seconds to say something strong.
1 minute.
Good morning.
Let me give
thank
you 1 minute.
So much. Thank you so much. Okay, so I just want to thank you for the show, but my attention is not on the political rival exchange of words between the IG and the senator. But my concern is drawn to something that happened yesterday. Okay. It just drew that sorrow in my heart while we were talking about all of the drug cartel. Yesterday, I saw a young child believed to be just about the age of my daughter, 16. Standing and going down the ground and standing up and not falling.
Yeah, that kind of zombie way of doing things.
Yes, it's not the fact that people are recording and doing video and making content out of him, but it's just the deepness of the crisis that we have on hand that we need to put all of the politics aside and see how do we save the future of these young people. To be honest, I really broke down. Okay. To some point, I was telling the people to stop recording him. But let's count how many of those are still trenched in our communities. We're talking about the rest of the drugs, but how much is still more there in our communities that young people are still falling prey to it. We must handle this thing deeply and find the roots, and let's get it out of our country. It's really hurting our community and families.
Okay, Evelyn.
And lastly, thank you to the Ministry of Gender. I know the whole IG thing have overshadowed what's happening in Grand Jide, where women are being empowered. That's where I come from, my passion for women empowerment. We want to say thank you to the Ministry of Gender for putting money in the hands of women who can now send their children to school, establish VSL. They're talking about millions of dollars that women will never have.
We got to be talking to the women to make business. You know, let them be strong.
They are. From what I saw, for me, as I've been opportunity to talk to a few of them, I mean, women are really transforming their lives through the Women Empowerment Project. Okay, I want to thank them so much. Let the ministry please come to my GB Dwaz on too.
The ministry has a target. Attorney at Law Dobake Norris Jr. is the Deputy Director General for Planning, Research, and Development at Liberia's newly baby boy, the Liberia National Tourism Authority. He's here. Attorney Norris, I'd like to say Good morning, and thanks for the patience. It's good to have you, man.
It's good to be here also.
You want to walk to the mark? Make yourself comfortable. You can do it whatever way. You can switch around. Yeah, any kind of way you want to way it goes there.
I think it's better this way.
Okay, Norris. How is everything? How is your office? How is the tourism authority? That new baby.
Well, life is good under the stewardship of the Director General, Madam Princess Eva Cooper. We barely 8 months old as a new institution.
Yeah, that's why I call you a baby.
Yes, since the transition, but I think we're doing quite well. The team is gelling. Those who are transitioned from the Ministry of Information and those who are employed there, we have a tag team and we're focused on the job.
Yes, yeah. When we hear the Liberia Tourism Authority, what is it? What do you do? Let me sit for some time and really explain this thing to me.
So, tourism as a concept basically covers the experiences that we encounter in our environment as far as our cultural heritage, creatives, and our natural, intangible heritage is concerned. The Liberia National Tourism Authority is an agency that was created by an act of the legislature in 2025, signed into law by His Excellency, the President, with a clear mandate to promote tourism development, brand Liberia, promote cultural heritage and the creative economy, and the outcome of that is to create jobs within our economy. So the Liberia National Tourism Authority is that vehicle through which the T, which is tourism in the development agenda, is being driven.
It's good. It's good. So how are things? What are you doing there? I mean, I know it's difficult, to put things together. You're starting at new structures, policies. How is it? How is it going? Especially where you sit, planning, research, and development is difficult.
Well, it is. Fortunately for us, I transitioned as the past immediate assistant minister for tourism from MICAC.
Okay.
So at least we had some experience
Prior,
coming into the new space, policies that transitioned along with us, staff, some of the experienced ones. So we had some orientation and some of the structures in place, but we've immediately got to work. We've put in place several policies that were out there on the books before, some of which include festivals. Okay. Before, people just have festivals as you wish. Now there is a standard festival policy as to what do you do and what do you not do, consistent with the national policy when you are hosting a festival. And you must obtain a permit before hosting a festival because public safety and other issues come into play once you hold these festivals. Also, policies relating to the pageant and pageantry was not really clearly defined. Under the new arrangement, pageants and pageantry, we have stakeholders engagement. All of these policies are now clearly defined, and everyone doing a pageant in Liberia, the risk of fraud or not giving people their prizes when they win are all addressed, as well as the interests of those who are organizing these pageants, which is a big thing for our young people, and it's done. So it's there. We're rolling this out right now, and more recently, you saw the Inter-Miss University. That was one of the first major pageants that passed under the new arrangement. So it all went well. I mean, issues will always arise, but at least we have a framework and we're making progress. The most significant is our data structure. One of the things the AAID spoke about is that it gave us a framework. Increase international tourism arrivals by 10%. Increase visitation to cultural heritage sites by 10% by 2029. So how do you measure these by 2029? You need a system to measure. And one of the things we've lacked in the country is data, but we'll be able to address that. And I can speak to you that the LNT is fully digitized.
Wow, that's good. Let's talk a little bit about, I know we'll come to talk about this first Tourism Day infrastructure, but let's talk a little bit about festivity. I heard you talking about festival. What we're talking about when we say festival, to give a clear picture, what kind of festivities are we talking about? And if the policy is concluded, I don't know what it has been, but what will be the procedure?
Well, the procedure to get to organize a festival, first you must be a recognized event organizer or a community as such.
Okay.
And then you proceed to the LNTA, Division of Registration and Licensing, and apply for a license or a permit to host the festival. And then you'll be given the policy at least first, even though it's public, so that you read and know within which what do you do and what do I not do to host this festival. So again, you cannot host a festival in a risk-prone zone, like in a gas station, right? You cannot assemble people in a space that's not conducive. What's the structure? What's the structural integrity of the stage that they're going to be using? Do you have emergency facilities available? Do you have waste disposal, sustainable waste disposal? If you're having it in an environment that is environmentally viable for our cause, like a natural environmental site, are you observing the rules so that you do not pollute the area if it's a wetland and all of those spaces? And so all of these things come into play to ensure that those who go for that festival, whether it's a cultural festival or surfing or what other event, can visit the place, have fun, enjoy the experience, and go home having a better experience of what they paid for, and the environment also does not suffer as a result of the activity.
Let's talk about the tourism data infrastructure. What is it? Liberia's first tourism data infrastructure. What do you want to do?
So for a long time, in fact, we have not been able as a country to create a system where we can capture data on tourism. So if you look Ghana, other sectors, other mature tourism jurisdictions, periodically they come up with these reports as to how many visitors are arriving in the country as tourists, how many are leaving the country for tourism, what contribution is that having on the economy overall, how much is generating as a percentage of GDP, how many jobs are being created and where, because tourism is an entire value chain. We've had no specific way of measuring these from a tourism perspective, but now I can say to you under this current administration for the last 2 years, and we've worked on this system along with LISGIS and the LRA, and with tourism and the Liberia Immigration Service. We have one platform now that allows us to be able to track visitors arriving in Liberia, also track those that are leaving, visitor feedback, those that are going to the cultural sites are all captured. And now, one of the things that was a major problem, Clarence, was that this issue of requesting permits. Before, our business people, like the hotel owners, guest houses, needed to walk physically to the office, apply for this thing, get a bill, go to LRA, come back, wait. Now that is no longer the case. You can just go on lnta.gov.lr, click on a button, answer the question, submit your document, and you will get responses.
Really?
Yeah, you will get responses. The inspectors will come to you. In fact, the whole inspectorate process is digitized. Our inspectors now have tablets. In real time, the data is collected. And once you pay your LRA, whatever way you do, whether you go to the POS or through your phone, you receive your receipt instantly. And once it's approved through the necessary processes, you receive your license right from your device.
From your phone, from your device.
Yeah, so it's decentralized in the whole country. You don't need to come to like Monrovia to get a tourism certificate anymore. It's one of the things that has added value to the sector. And this enables us to capture who has what infrastructure where, and that we ensure that it meets the standard, because Liberia is a part of ECOSTAN, which is ECOWAS standards on tourism and accommodations. And we've localized it through our own standards authority. So whatever the experiences are, our effort through our inspectorate division is to ensure that our people offer value for money.
Let's, Anthony Norris, let's move ahead and talk a little bit about content creation for content creators. Have you started talking, especially foreign content, creators, creation, for foreign content creation? Do you have policy? Have we started working on policy now? Domestically, do we have policy? Have we started talking about policies on content creation?
Yeah, content creation is a new thing.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody is creating contents, but we're not just talking about any content creator.
Okay.
It's about those who come into the country and lift content for pay, like those who sell the content on the various platforms and generate funding from it. The festival policy as drafted is very comprehensive. Not the festival, but the content creators policy. It tells the content creator what to expect when he comes to Liberia. If he's entering a cultural site, which is a sacred area where maybe our old people, they have their own protocols. Clarence, you've been around.
Mm.
How do you relate to them when you get in our environment? How do you ask them questions? You have to ask their consent before taking their photos. You don't dare get into their personal space. If they have their sacred spaces that they don't want to share, you don't just go there. You have to be properly guided by a local tour guide. So we put all of these things into place to ensure that the content creator comes, lifts the right content, but also shows respect for the culture, the people, and the environment within which this content is being lifted, which is a standard practice. But as at now, we've institutionalized it as a matter of policy at the LNTA.
That's good. That's really, really good. Content creation is like you said, it's a new phenomenon, very strange to a lot of people. Let's talk about compliance to, well, I should say this one, international regulations or international institutions or standards, adoption of tourism satellite, UN tourism standard reporting. Let's talk about those kinds of things. Are we on course?
Yes, again, we've come to let the Liberian people know that, under the leadership of the current DG and with the support of His Excellency, we've received a lot of support.
Okay.
Up until last year, the ending of last year, Liberia was suspended from UN tourism. We were in real debt. We were suspended. But efforts were undertaken and commitments were made, which we made good on our commitments. And Liberia is back as a full member of UN Tourism, all rights restored. Even last year, the 10 Minister of Information even voted. But more to this, UN Tourism has a standard by which they lift data to make your country visible so that people know that, okay, what's happening in Liberia as far as tourism? How many tourists are going there? How much are they spending? Is there a potential that I can invest in Liberia and get money? They turn to UN Tourism for all of this data. We have not been able to put data on UN Tourism since we joined. This year, through the board adopted the Tourism Satellite Account, which is the star reporting framework for UN Tourism. And we have adopted it as a country. More to that, we signed an MOU with LISGIS, and we started working with the statisticians and the technicians from the LISGIS side and the LNTA side. And I can tell you, we already have a country secretariat, and UN Tourism has pledged to give us technical support to enable Liberia to put up data on the same level of Ghana, Rwanda, Gambia, and other countries. Even Mauritius has expressed interest to help train, some of our statisticians here, so that we can operate at the level of what the international standard is. Once we can meet this level, I mean, it's not a politically sexy conversation, but it has implication for jobs and also implication for empowerment of our people. Because if we can meet the reporting standards out there, obviously we'll be playing in the club of the big boys, and then the big investors start turning to Liberia, and then our numbers will become very attractive to them. And we do have the potential here, and we know that with all of these things, we'll create jobs for our people. But yes, the tourism satellite account is adapted Very soon it will kick off by the end of fourth quarter. We should start putting things in place. The 10 agencies that are supposed to be feeding data into that account are already enumerated. So they're basically going to be telling us, tourism should be telling you, the Liberian people, how many tourists arrived here, how much they spent, how much did the hotels receive, what's the peak period, where are they coming from, and how did the economy benefit from all of this tourism we're talking about, in terms of how much did the visitors spend, what did they spend it on, what is attracting them, how are jobs being created by their coming here. And when we talk about tourists, it's not just international, domestically. You, Clarence, leaving from here just to go to Baza for the July 26th, you are a domestic tourist. Okay? So how do we even encourage our local people to visit the sites that we have within and amount of, the territorial limits of Liberia? It's one thing we also focus on.
Exactly. And it's good now, Norris, that we have a tourism authority. You visit other countries, and sometimes the other time I was in Ghana and I was arguing with somebody there, and we had a very good exchange, and I stood my ground. I argued that, look, there are more tourism sites in our country than probably he could find in his country. And I said, probably maybe one reason why you argue me is we have not had a situation where we map up and begin to develop some of the sites that's supposed to attract tourists from around the world. As the National Tourism Authority, like I said, you're 8 months old, very young, very, very young. But have you begin mapping up sites for development? Like the historic sites we hear about, famous King Peter grave, and people talk about the Yela Asian War. Have you started mapping up few places that we can begin to engage?
Definitely, we have. Let me say that Liberia is a beautiful country. We have a program called the Heritage Asset Mapping, where we identify all of our heritage sites and mapping them, giving them georeferencing, GIS mapping. We're building a whole reservoir of what our tangible, intangible cultural heritage is. We're not just capturing the tangible in terms of the monuments and the graves, but the stories, the oral history. And for that, let me shift a little. As part of the program, 2 weeks ago, we were in Zozo. And I will say to you that it was one of the first time we documented a prehistoric cultural heritage asset. Yela and the Dorman Kingdom is as old as almost 300 years. That is before Liberia became Liberia. They've been out there. We were able to capture the story of the ancient war that they built in Lofa County, a double wall they built around the village of Yela.
Really?
Yes, to resist slave raiders that were coming in from the 17th, 18th century around the Samori Wars, to prevent those from coming in to enslave them. The ancient fathers, who were warriors, congregated and formed themselves into a solid city-state surrounded by double walls with warriors protecting it. And there's something strange. What is more astounding is they built 9 tunnels in the village. And the strategy was, if the first wall ever fell, the 9 tunnels will be used to evacuate women and children into the local hill as a strategy. And the relics of the walls are still there. In fact, the 9 tunnels, we saw 5 of them. The stories of...
In Yela?
In Yela. In Yela, the stories are there. We saw the griots, we saw the sages, the zoos, and they came out and explained their stories. And we documented in audio, visual, and play them because they want us to preserve them. It's one of the places in Liberia that has a very rich culture, very strong heritage. They also have artists, artisans, traditional artisans. We saw traditional healers. The most famous of them is even visually impaired, but he's a seer. He heals people. The steam where these people lived before, they still preserve these things. Okay? So our approach is to document all of these things and develop them into tourism product so that you, Clarence, few months from now, you can go to Lofa for a cultural festival, right? And then at that stage, you will see all of these things. They themselves will show them to you. Through that experience, you will sleep in a guest house. You will buy food.
Yep.
The tour guide will take you places. When you coming back, you buy toboggi oil. You buy meat. The economy for Yela will benefit because of the festival. This is how the tourism attraction creates wealth for the people. This is it. So it's not only international, but it's local. But we are mapping them. We've gone to the Upper Simple River District. We've been to Edina. And we've mapped all of these things. And some of the churches we've seen are way older than the Republic. And they're still standing there. Rich history. Graves of former presidents. From Edina to Clay Ashland. And so we have a lot to offer as a country. And we know that very soon we'll be out there competing with others in the sub-region.
Exactly. Did I hear that you are talking about the establishment of Liberia's first tourism enterprise zone? Where?
Yes. Well, Robert Sport, the Director General last 2 weeks ago, signed an MOU with the Liberia Special Economic Zones. So the whole purpose is the tourism enterprise zone, which will be Liberia's first, works in the same way as you have a free zone for trading, where the government identifies a piece of land, puts infrastructure, gives some incentives to that land area, and then put roads, current, LEC, whatever. The investor just comes in with their investment but has to do business within the nature of that space. So they've selected Robert Sport near the Lake Piso, that beautiful property over there. And the goal is to transform that place into a tourism economic zone. That's the DG's goal. It's consistent with our tourism strategy as a country. And we're looking to have investors come in to invest in our space and create jobs for our people out there.
Let's talk about the benefits.
Well,
if that is done.
If that is done, not if, when that is done,
okay.
Because it's going to happen, it's just a matter of time. One thing, it ensures that Liberians benefit more because it's going to create jobs outside Monrovia. Two, most of the people in the tourism space, mostly in hospitality, are women. So priority will be placed on those within the environment so that we can create jobs for women in that space. Also, it provides a better infrastructure. So we have more things to sell. One of the reasons we're making all of the noise now is because we have the Nimba Eco Lodges, the Wakolos. So we have things that we can show the world. If we have more of those built along our coastline, our waterfalls, and all of that, travelers will want to come to see and experience these things. And more to that, it will generate a revenue for the government. Because if I came in and invested in our space, I'm creating jobs. Not only that, I'm generating revenue. And that's, there's layered means by which government generate revenue. So job creation is key, and revenue generation is the outcome of all of these things we're doing in tourism. More to that, national branding. It gives the world a different view of who we are as Liberians, not just people where the perception is are always fighting. No. Liberians generally are peaceful people. We come together when the time is right. I think you saw it during July 26th. So we're capable of being one. And the whole purpose of tourism is so that we can see our uniqueness irrespective of our political or religious differences. Our uniqueness is the heritage we've received from our people. So we should unite around that and promote the country, as one when it comes to tourism.
Attorney at law Doba Norris Jr. is the Deputy Director General for Planning, Research, and Development at Liberia's newly created National Tourism Authority. They're striving, trying to do a lot in just a short time. We need to prop them up. All of us need to help them. We have a lot when it comes to sight, for tourism in the country. I've always thought, what is it about culture and creativity, or culture and creatives,
Yeah. So again, the tourism is a space where people experience culture, right? So tourism promotes culture as an experience. So the two are not inseparable. Considering that the legislature, in passing the Tourism Act, taxed the Labrador National Tourism Authority to develop local culture for the purpose of creating tourism experiences. It's expressed in the law. Further to that, they created a Deputy Director General for Cultural Heritage who now oversees the creative economy also to preserve, promote, and discover
very well
Liberia's. So we're doing well on that front. The National Cultural Troupe is housed at the LNTA.
That's where it is?
Yes. Okay. The Labrador National Cultural Troupe is currently with the LNTA. There are programs underway to promote cultural heritage. I think the DG just came up with a new program, opening tourism clubs in school. That's an aspiration that she has, that will have both tourism and cultural component, so that from a very young age, but of course that will be done in consonance with the Ministry of Education, our young people can understand their culture and also understand what value tourism has to their environment. The creative economy is making headways. We currently signed an MOU. We're on the way of signing an MOU with the Labrador Intellectual Property Office as a means of protecting the intellectual property of our artists and artisans who will be plying their trade as an experience for tourists. So if a guy comes in or a lady comes in or a family comes in and you're appearing at a show and you're playing your song and you're enjoying the song, you should get paid. You shouldn't get nothing for the sound that you're creating. So you cannot do that unless you've protected, that intellectual property that you're putting out, whether it's in the form of a song or in the form of an artwork. So we're working with the Intellectual Property Office to ensure that all of our Liberian artisans are protected so that when they are applying their trade in the tourism space, they can get full value for their work. Because again, tourism is about economic empowerment.
Tourism is about economic empowerment. I'm sure now we can take to the lands and talk to callers, and then we can come back to Dogba Norris to tell us more about the tourism sector. 0777700995. You heard him. They went to Yela. This one is amazing. They've discovered something, talking about tourism sites across the country. I think we have a lot. And they are just a new institution, hoping he says they're getting the support, they will move out and things will happen. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
This is Amara Kamara, Commissioner.
Commissioner Kamara, you in town? You got to call on the number. Sometimes these WhatsApp calls. Kamara, if you're in town, call directly, man. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah?
Yes, I'm Mr. Sifos Wolupe for New Jersey.
Okay.
Yes, I'm following your program. Peter Clarence. I think you should know this.
Sifos Wolupe. Masin Banga Sifos?
Yeah, from Montana.
Sifos is being a while. Let's hear you, Sifos.
Yeah, my man. I really enjoyed what the guy was really. We're saying in studio there, but these are challenges we as situation if
Oh, Sifos, you're coming in low and broken. I don't know why. The officer in charge of the Independent Commission on Human Rights, Councilor Family, let's hear you. I wanted to keep one question for Norris to ask him whether there was collaboration, because I know from a human rights perspective, sometimes you people build mass grave, construct or mass graves. Some of these sites, people say it's supposed to be tourism sites. I just wanted to talk, but go ahead. I wanted to keep that my question. The last
This is what makes you a brilliant journalist. All right, and that's the reason why I'm calling. Good morning to Anthony Nore. I just want to inform him that we'll be reaching out to them very soon for a partnership. You know, we are constructing memorials across the country. We have just completed the renovation of the memorial on the Dupo Road, and we do not have the capacity to able to maintain it after renovating. So we'll look for a partnership where we can turn them over to the tourism act. And if they need to upgrade it to a level that they want it, we do that. And it can form part of our tourist areas that visitors and people in country and our country can visit. Even the young generation, And I appreciate the fact that you talk about tourist club in schools. But we too will be moving soon to have human rights clubs across the country in the high schools and colleges. So we look forward to that partnership, and I can show you my colleague Admira Dopeve is going to lead on that. She's going to be reaching out to you very soon.
Okay, thank you. Yes, maybe I'm not going to my last question. I will give it. Okay, hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Clarence. This is Wallace Briggs. I call from Minneapolis.
Okay, Wallace.
Yeah. So thank you to your guest. I just want to make this comment and then have discussion to follow up. So talking about tourism, I just also want to say that can we look at it from the aspect of it not being too local? And I always like to challenge people a little bit. If you observe me, I make my course always. I like people to think a little bit outside the box. So why if maybe we get in collaboration with the Liberia Business Registry and talk about these local businesses or tourist places, maybe before they do their business registration, they have a website. Because I might not be a Liberian, I sit in Europe, maybe I'm in Norway, and I'm looking for a place to visit with my kids during the summer vacation time because my kids are out of school. And obviously I'm going on the internet because that's the most common place now we all go. So I'm searching maybe places to visit in West Africa. Obviously I'm going to see more Ghanaian places, Nigerian places, Senegal places. I'm not going to see many Liberian places because most businesses in Liberia don't even have a website. Maybe even the tourist association, maybe they don't even have a vibrant website. I'm just assuming. So maybe we can also incorporate that to see how our business is. Because we get STARS Institute that produce a lot of computer graduates, computer engineer graduates, software developer, different kind of IT specialists. They produce them every time. Why can't we make use of them? We don't need to come to America to get someone to come and build a website for us. People go to start. Can we encourage these local businesses and other tourist sites to have at least a website, or maybe the tourism board can try to incorporate that on their own team to say, you know what, maybe we can give 5 businesses or 5 tourist sites or website. We build our website, we sustain it for 1 year, and then after that, take over that. I think that could help too, because that's one of the easiest way people visit places. If I want to go to Senegal, I know there's Wari or whatever there. I want to go to Ghana, I know there's Ghana. I can go to the Kakun Forest. I know these places are on the internet. So.
Okay, thank you. Let's take another call. Hello.
Hello, Clarence. This is Adolphus Duple. I'm calling from Toy Street.
Yeah.
I want to thank Norris for the brilliant expose around the tourism sector. I think there has been a sleeping giant under the Ministry of Information. Not that it's not been working, but the fact that it's now independent. I think they're now setting themselves out for the right, and the way they're going about it really is very much appreciated. What's going on at the Providence Island? I saw that the president broke ground. What's the intent? Is that under the tourism department? Is there funding available? Is that something they want to do in the near future? Are they looking for investors? And I would like him to speak to that.
Okay.
Also, there is something about our music, parents, in terms of the value and cultural beauty of our traditional music. I'm looking forward to a time where you can have something like a competition of all the dialect musical groups. That could be a very brilliant time where we celebrate our different culture. I think it was just that last year where this old lady came out and she trended for a long time.
Yeah.
I think there's value in the different gospel musical traditional singers, and I think we can exactly it's anyway. I think that you explore that possibility where we can have an annual musical competition between all the dialect, the Kissy choir, the Basso choir, the Gribble choir. And people will come from all around the world and celebrate with that. I just wanted to add, please let him share something about the island, what's going on there. Thank you,
Okay.
Clarence.
Yeah, that one. Okay, good morning.
Good morning, Clarence.
Yeah?
And good morning to your guest. My name is Steven Sosa, and I call you from the Oro.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would like to ask your guest, when he made mention of the whole intellectual property preservation and talking about them preserving the culture, integrating into the education system. If I don't know whether they have, whether the authority has any authority over the musical industry or the music industry, especially when it comes to the lyrics of our songs, the songs that are played in Liberia. Are they considering it?
Okay. Thank you. Let's go back. Let's do this one. Hello?
Morning,
and then we'll take one more from outside Liberia. Yeah?
Yeah, thank you very much. Name remains Daniel Philly, and I call you from Bannersville this morning, member of the United Party Intellectual Bureau. Clarence, you know, it's important to have such studio guests this morning because our tourism sector is very, very vital. You know, I was going through the internet one time, and one of my friends, I was arguing. He said, "There's a money we used before. This money that was it was made like steel raw, you know, like a raw long something." He said our forefather used to use it and put it in bag heavy, you know, all of that. And, you know, it reminds me this morning when a studio guys were talking about, you know, that kind of a thing. So I think it will be important that we look at these things and, you know, we get special site that we will go, we the children, because we don't really know about these things, that we will go and see. And you make mention of the content creators. You know, I think the content creators, they are doing well, but it's just that the monetization that people were talking about, I think we need to see it vital as well. So
thank you. Let me take the final call from outside Liberia. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence, and good morning to your studio guests. This is Gossin. I call from North Dakota.
Yeah, Gossin.
Yeah, I just want to say a very big I admire his exposé. But I just want to say this, Clarence. Something happened is going July 26th.
Okay.
And you know, somebody has been in country doing a lot of good job. But we have never given that credit. And because a foreigner came to show some on the side, we begin to celebrate a foreigner over this guy. And it's so wrong. You see, check Liberia, the local country guy.
Yeah, Emmanuel Kotu.
Yeah, Emmanuel Kotu. He has been doing a brilliant job. Very brilliant job, Clarence. You stay also at the place, you follow that guy, you showcasing. Very good work he has been doing. But it is just sad that every time when our own Liberians make effort, we don't appreciate them. And it's so bad. Because we celebrated the men who came from outside of the country, and the tourism people was there. But then Emmanuel Kotu, who started the work ever on the video, people came from America, they want to look for Emmanuel Kotu. Because there was a site that he shows, and a particular family wanted to see that site. And it was because of the work he did. That's the reason the family wanted to look for him. And it's just good that sometimes we just appreciate our own Liberians, and let's try to work with more Liberians every time. Because we got Liberians that... So I'm encouraging the tourism authority, at least in my airport, to have started something. Let them encourage him, let them bring him on board. He can be a great help and a great fit. Thanks for the work, and Clarence, thank you. The political party did not answer my call because I wanted to say something about the senator, but it's okay. We'll still talking another day.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was not deliberate. You see, the calls can be coming. So now I'm canceling the local call. Unfortunately, I can just cancel the other call. The people keep calling on this number.
No problem, Clarence. You always answer me, so that's not an issue.
Yeah,
Thank you so
I know,
much.
Guzzi. I know. Thank you, my friend. Auditor General Gaswa Jackson just sent me this. He said, Clarence, please read that message. He said, very passionate, historically knowledgeable, and intelligent gentleman you have brought in studio. He was a big part of our recently colorful AfroSAR governing board meeting, providing extensive cultural and historical commentary during our various site seeing and excursion expedition. My AG colleagues were very complimentary about his historical knowledge and passion for Liberia's culture and heritage. Then he goes on to say, I owe him a dinner. Norris, let's hear you. AG Gaswa Jackson say he owe you a dinner. Let's hear you.
I look forward to that. Thanks for the kind words, AG. We're just doing our job. This is a job we decided to do for the Liberian people, so we were doing that. In response to the questions,
Yeah. The concerns.
the concern, and they were genuine. So, let's start first in the line with the young brother who talked about technology being overlooked and being a need. He is spot on, and to that, let me respond to say, this year's theme for World Tourism Day is digital agenda and artificial intelligence to redesign tourism. So our whole strategy this year is to bring in businesses that don't have the privilege of knowing technology or utilizing them, and bringing them into the space of our local, programmers and technologists. Let them introduce solutions so that they both can meet. Also, a big part of that is to create a reservoir that students, as well as those who's graduated in courses having to do with hospitality of tourism, can put their CVs and their resumes out there so that employers that are looking for people in these spaces, they have a platform where they can meet. So technology is one big thing that we're pushing. And to answer the booking thing, yes, the LNTA is already on that. Under the leadership of the Deputy Director General Jenny Colley and her team, they're developing a booking platform that will be a part of the LNTA that will allow you to be able to spot and contact hotels, guest houses, restaurants in Liberia through the LNTA website, and you'll be able to contact them directly.
Okay.
So this will enable businesses that do not necessarily own a website to still have some form of visibility and get the necessary income that they need to grow their businesses and create jobs. Because at the end of the day, again, this is about creating jobs, and we're intentional about it. On the issue of the Providence Island, I think the images are all over the internet. The president was there yesterday. He broke ground. So yes, the government of Liberia is providing funding for that project. The board chair confirmed it yesterday. And the president's presence there said a lot about, where the government intends to go as far as developing tourism products. I need not say more about the Providence Island. We all know how dear it is to us. It is the very founding of our nation. But we're in modern times, so we're going to mix both so that the future generations can still have a reflection from whence they've come, and that we can see ourselves as one, whilst training Liberia as a place of attraction. On the issue of the musical festival, it's something that can be done, and we'll take this note. But I know the Deputy for Culture, Honorable Stephen Essedi, and his team are planning some cultural festival, but that is something that we could do. On the promotion of local content creators, we do respect and promote our local content creators. In fact, Emmanuel Kotu was recognized by the LNTA and even provided recognition for his work in promoting the tourism space. More to that, content creators, more than 70 were recently trained through a master class by Wendy Yama, Wendy Maya or so. And that whole exercise was basically supported and sponsored by the LNTA in collaboration with other funding partners. So this is a form of empowerment where they have a chance to learn from those who have more experience, and they can tap on that to add to what they already know. So there's always room for growth, But we make taking every turn we can to help promote our young people, give them the necessary skills they need so that they can promote our country whilst making money. I know the LTA is working on a monetization part, so that is within their shop. But for us, we're just trying to tell our young people, look, these spaces exist. This is where you can have access to showcase, and this is the training you need to adequately do that.
Okay. Norris, thank you for coming so much. But what's your parting comment before we let you go?
Well, our parting comments is that as a country, we've been through a lot.
Okay.
There will always be times people will differ politically, religiously, on several lines. And these are normal in a healthy democracy. What we should not forget in the age of AI and social media, where other cultures directly have influence on the young people, we have a younger generation that do not know their cultural heritage. They cannot speak the languages. They're not aware of the culture of their forefathers. We run losing our identity as Liberians. So this is a clarion call to everyone that culture and tourism is not a political commodity. It should be one that should unite us. Take this time, if you've not done so, take your children back to their roots. Let them know who they are. Let us incorporate positive Liberian values as a people. And let us always be welcoming, not only to foreigners, but to ourselves. And let's continue to promote the tourism agenda as set forth. And through this means, we can assure you that Liberia is on a path that will not be reversed.
Well, thank you ever so much. His name is Attorney Law Dogba Norris, Dogba K. Norris Jr. He's one of the deputies responsible for research and development at the Liberia National Tourism Authority. He's been here talking about tourism, and and we hope that sector, that segment of the government can make a lot of progress. It's a giant. It's a giant. It needs to rise up. Norris, thank you so much for coming, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thanks to your listeners.
We hope we can have Norris back here some days to talk more about that. I now have on the line Civil Service Agency Director General Dr. Josiah Joka. Remember, I promised you this morning I would have spoken to him about the groundbreaking ceremony in Grand Jide. Dr. Joka, good morning. It's good to have you.
A pleasant good morning, my dear brother Clarence. How are you doing?
I'm good. Congratulations on the occasion of the groundbreaking ceremony in Zwedru, Grand Jide County. What is it? It's a regional headquarters, a county headquarters, or what? When do we put the bricks to the ground?
Yeah, Clarence, thank you very much for having me this morning. Look, we arrived in Ganta last night, almost 11 p.m., and so we couldn't cross to come to Monrovia. It was massive. It was momentous in Grand Jide County. I'm sure you've seen some of the footages, the photos and the videos. It was huge. Grand Jide County gave us a land for us to construct, the government of Liberia through the Civil Service Agency to construct the regional headquarters of the CSA that will serve the 5 counties of the Southeast. CSA is decentralized through 4 regions. We have Grand Bassa and Riverside making one. The office is in Buchanan. We have Bafulu Bomi and Grand Cape County making the Western region. The office is in Topmanburg. As a matter of fact, we've just done a full and complete renovation and dedication of the Topmanburg office. Is modding everything. The Minister of Finance dedicated the office a few months ago, and now we're working on making it fully operational, putting in the right staffing and the equipment logistics that we need. So through the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, by making the resources available, we were able to also break grounds in Banga and to initiate the construction. The walls are now going up behind the administration building. You can have your journalists to go and verify. We broke grounds like 2 months ago. It was done by the senior senator, of Bond County, Senator Prince came way. He broke grounds with an array of government officials, including myself. And that office is going up. The walls are going up now. It's going to be both an office complex and conference facilities, a huge conference hall with other facilities associated, everything in one place. So that's going to be the CSA regional headquarters in the North Central region to serve Bong, Lofa, and Nima, and parts of Makibi County, because Makibi is well situated. Some people will prefer to come to Monrovia, others go right back to Banga for services, meaning our services that we provide from headquarters will be replicated. All the services there at the regional headquarters in Banga. So the same model in Banga, Jackson, is the same model we are taking to Grand Jide. We broke grounds. The superintendent, the honorable chairman of the Grand Jide Legislative Caucus, Honorable Jeremiah Sokan, he led a groundbreaking ceremony. If you see the footages, it's so amazing. It was huge. The people of Grand Jide County and the southeastern region, I mean from the other four counties, the chiefs, the elders, the local leaders, the commissioners, the women, everybody was in attendance yesterday. Very huge.
Do we have monies now for all these projects? And
exactly,
what's the timeline? When are we thinking on delegation?
So for the Banga regional office, we started before Grand Jide. The contractor is required per the procurement establishment to finish in 120 days as of the day they commence work. That's something like 4 months, 4 months to 5 months they are supposed to finish their about. Yeah, because the money is available. We're not looking for the money. We're not asking partners. This is the intentionality of the government. The government has provided the resources to construct the one in Bond County for the North Central region. Government has also provided the resources to construct the one in Grand Jide County that will be servicing the 5 counties in the southeastern region. So the one in Grand Jide, because of accessibility rules and everything, we have the assurance from the contractor that in 150 days, that's about 5 months, and I announced that yesterday, that should be completed and ready for dedication. Clarence, we're not joking. We don't joke at the CSA. We commit ourselves. We hold ourselves accountable. We make our decisions decisively, and we go out for it with the intentionality, and we get it done. We knock it down, whatever we decide to do. If we cannot do it, we find a way to do it, and we commit and tell you we're doing it, and we get it done. So these regional offices are being constructed in the framework of President Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr.'s decentralization vision to make sure that we devolve power. And that has to be done through the transfer of authority to local authorities to, preside, to administer the affairs of their counties, of their regions. And the way to do that in the public service is to decentralize, not just by us saying it, professing it, but to decentralize by putting the structure, the infrastructure, and the rightful professional staffing across the regions in the country.
Wow, Dr. Joka, that's very significant, man. 150 days, 3 months,
yes,
5 months to finish. It's so good.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But we should go into 2027, with God above and the resources being made available by the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. We should go into 2027. The first quarter, we should be talking about these regional offices becoming fully operational.
Thank you, Dr. Joker. Let's hold you there. We look forward to safe arrival in Monrovia. Probably we can arrange your appearance next week. Let's unbundle the whole project. Let's look into it. Let's talk more about it.
I'm grateful, Clarence. Thank you for having me. We really appreciate it.
Okay. Civil Service Agency's Director General, Dr. Josiah Joker, he's on the line. He was talking about, he was talking about the projects. And he's telling me 150 days, 5 months, 150 day project will be over CSA central offices. And now have with me the president of the Tottenham University, a man that I've heard a lot about, never seen him before. This is going to be my first time. I hear my childhood friend, Reverend Emmanuel Jonah, talk a lot about this man. I've heard a lot about him. His name is Dr. Olumenje. You know, in education, no Reverend business. Initially, I was saying Reverend Dr. Olumenje. But since he's here in his capacity as president of the Tottenham University, we'll leave the Reverend a little bit and just focus on Dr. Olumenje. It's our guest. We're talking education. We're talking um, uh, um, the Tottenham University in Grange. Dr. Menye, good morning. It's good to have you. It's good to see you. First time to see you. It's good to have you this morning.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here, Clarence. It's good to be in your studio. And good morning to Liberia. Tottenham University is in Hartland, Maryland County. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
It's so good to be here.
Yeah, Dr. Menje, how is life? How is everything going?
Well, it is good to be alive, especially when you have life and have it more abundantly. We are so grateful for the opportunity to be back here in Monrovia. My first time in your studio, my first time on public radio since I became president of the Tottenham University in 2023. I just don't get on radio just to talk. Get on radio to talk about something of significance. So we are so delightful to be here here at OK FM. And thank you again for this reception.
That let's assume somebody's listening for the first time, following the show, came across this show, wanted to know at least a little bit about Dr. Olumenje, who might necessarily not be a stranger because he served the Baptist church in the country. What can you tell us a little about you? Who's Dr. Menje?
Well, I've invested. Thank you again. I invested my.
That you can put it back the way you want it. Anyway,
Okay.
it's movable.
I invested my youthful career in education. I studied at Mercer University, Trudman Cornell first, Mercer University, then Duke University, and Boston University. Got my PhD from the University of Wales in contextual education, and served here in Liberia for 16 years as the head of a premier school, high school, Ricks Institute, and thereafter got called to serve as president of Tottenham University. So my entire life has been in the area of education, trying to impact life and impact it impactfully.
I see. You see, that was good. Because sometimes some people have been thinking Dr. Menye's very good portion of his life has been in Christian education, probably theology, but it is the same thing as far as education is concerned. You have a big role, president of the Tottenham University. I said that for several reasons. One, probably because of the location of the Tottenham University. And so sometimes the university's president will have to put in place programs and policies that will make the university lively and attractive. And so people will pull from Monrovia and other places to converge there for higher education. What is the current status of the Tottenham University, Dr. Menje?
Well, as I indicated earlier, I became president in September 2023, appointed by the president then, and I've been there since. Going to Tottenham University was very challenging because of the road condition. I used to travel through Sanicole, Danale to...
You used to go to Africa?
Yes, and St. Pedro, then down to Taboo to cross the Kavala River in order to get to Tottenham University. I did that over a dozen times, back and forth, to get to Tottenham University. When I went there, the place was challenged with a lot of agitations, meaningful agitations from students, faculty, and staff. And when we went there, we tried to do a listening tour, trying to understand the culture and what was going on. And so for the first 100 days at Tottenham University, I spent some time trying to study the place. And I realized that Tottenham University is a unique university, not just because it's located in Maryland, but it's a national university that is located in Maryland. And so I had to change the narrative to say this is not just a Maryland university. This is a national university located in Maryland County. And so we try to change the narrative and try to look at certain things that would be relevant in elevating the university. I read the history. I read the textbooks of how it was established in 1978 as a technical college, and then in 2009 as a full-fledged university under the leadership of Madam Dr. Elizabeth David Russell, who did an excellent job in setting the foundation of the university, read the handbook and so forth. And as the president, I said, listen, I will reduce my focus, which I call strategic priorities, into 4 key areas. And those 4 key areas are interrelated, not one being first or the other one being second. So I developed 4 key priority areas that try to advance with the student population as well as the university community. One, we cannot compromise academic excellence. And I can elaborate on them. But the second one was student success. I believe that without student, I won't be president. And so students need to take priority. And the third one is what I call entrepreneur enterprise, which means that we need to be more so of creators and not just consumers as students and as a university. We need to be very, very intentional about being creators. And the third one was what I call brand prestige. We have to change the narrative at Tottenham University. So those, since I've been at Tottenham University, those are my 4 key strategic priorities that have guided my work thus far. And I can elaborate when I talk about academic excellence, student success, entrepreneur enterprise, and brand prestige on what we are doing at the university.
Good to know. And all of those things will just fall in my new question that has to do with academic development. Let's talk a little bit about it. What have you? What are the policies you've prescribed? What are you doing? You talk about academic excellence, and I'm glad to hear that from you because it's important for rebranding of the university. Dr. Menje, what have you done for academic excellence?
Well, when I went to the university, our emphasis on academic excellence, we realized that our nursing program was challenged. It was under probation. Wow. And immediately, the next go around doing our accreditation with the nursing board, we were able to pass 4 colors, trying to make sure that we take care of those little things. You know, I believe in my strategy has been small, smart steps. When those small, smart steps are taken, then you can go to the big steps. And so we did stuff like that. When I went at Tottenham University, the students were standing online in queue to register. They would spend the whole semester registering. We changed our narrative to say that we will initiate online registration, which is on currently. There were a lot of agitations about salary disparity and I mean, everything that comes with the university. But again, we spend time communicating to the different stakeholders, the employees at Tottenham University, the students, to explain to them where we are. You know, one time a student told me that in a public gathering, he said, "Man, we feel marginalized." That's the word he used, and I felt for him when he said we feel marginalized. The software we need, the different computer labs and so forth, and we do not have it. We feel marginalized. And I said to him, "Young student, I agree with you that you feel marginalized. But I just want to say this and popularize this, that the entire university feel marginalized because of where we are."
That was a good one.
Yeah, where we are. I said, I went to Duke University in Durham, North Carolina. I did my master's at Duke University. That is now investing over $2.9 billion in building a basketball arena. And so I know what it means to have a conducive learning environment. Just give us time and let us explain our story to the national government. Thank God for the national government. They have been very, very faithful in their support of the university and also with our salary. They have been very, very faithful. But again, we are all digging in the same envelope. We have 8 different colleges and universities connected with the government. So how do we distinguish ourselves as a university? And one of the roles as the president of the university is to look beyond the budget. So one of the things that I did in order to address some of the little things that we could take care of outside the budget is to engage my partners in the States. Mercer University gave me a 40-foot container of surplus material, including computers, desks, and so forth, and we convey it to Harper. In October, Howard Payne University in Texas is giving us another 40-foot container. We have to look beyond the budget in order to set ourselves apart, in order to bring Tubman University to be second to none. I will come to the branding aspect of Tubman University.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, academic excellence, we try to recruit good professors.
And that's where I'm coming. Faculty capacity development.
Faculty capacity is excellent. We are at the verge of opening a graduate program, which I'm not going to talk about too much because it's in the process. But all of our faculties who will be involved in that program are PhDs, period. PhDs. There's no master's teaching at that kind of level at the university. Academic excellence, we just secure 3 million digital library asset for the university for all disciplines. That include books, journals, and documentations that our students can use for research. Research has been excellent. We've just approved our IRB, our Internal Review Board, which include, if you are doing research that demands human subjects, you need to go through the IRB. That has been done. Policy has been implemented. So those are the kinds of things that we are doing to improve our academic excellence posture. Again, Tubman University, yes, located in Harper, can be isolated. Thank God that the road is good. When I went there was less than 2,000 students trying to seek degrees in 6 different areas of studies, 6 different colleges. Now we are approaching over 3,000 students.
3,000 students.
3,000.
What are the colleges?
We have the College of Agriculture, College of Engineering and Technology, College of Art and Sciences, College of Nursing, College of Education, and College of Business Administration. And all of our deans are PhDs. All are PhDs. We have only one ABD, all but dissertation.
It seems you have some kind of extended support for faculty relations, for faculty, how I should say this stuff here, interaction with extended institution for faculty development.
Well, when I say looking beyond the budget, that's what it takes. We cannot just sit and wait for government to give us all. We have to see how we can leverage our network to engage other universities. For example, just low-hanging fruit. We have partnership, signed partnership with the University of Saint Petro. We have partnership with the University of the International University of Grand Bassin in the Côte d'Ivoire. That's just the low-hanging fruit. But we also have a major partnership with the University of Johannesburg in South Africa. University of Johannesburg, let me put it in perspective, they have 56,000 students.
56,000
students. And Tubman University has a signed MOU. Talking about academic excellence student success, we just sent 2 years ago, we sent a student who graduated from Tubman University. He just graduated from University of Johannesburg with a master's degree in construction management. And he'll be returning to serve on our team at Tubman University.
That's good.
So we also have a relationship with the University of Memphis, especially as we are looking at our educational offerings. So we have strategic partnerships with various universities. Clarence, since I've been at Tubman University, we have 4 students from Tubman University studying in the United States. They will be completing their undergraduate studies this year. We have 2 students in India. We have 2 in China. And one student just completed a master's degree in...
You're sponsoring them to come back and serve,
yes,
play some kind of role.
Yes. Again, another thing about that is let me extend that intention was to test our global footprint in education. So can Tottenham University students compete?
Let's see what can we do.
Can they compete in the global educational framework? Yes. They are receiving excellent education at Tottenham University, and I'm so glad for the team that is currently running the wheels of the
That was strategic of a university's president, and that's bringing me to my next role of rebranding. What is it about rebranding? That's strategic, trying to test standards, as far as international education is concerned, and these people getting all the flying colors. Then we got to talk about rebranding. So Tottenham University is placing itself at the place where people are rethinking. What is it about rebranding?
Well, our university is located in Harper City, Maryland County. It's at the end of the country. Getting to Tottenham University has been a challenge, and thank God for this government that has prioritized road, and so it is easier to get to Tottenham University. Wait, as we talk about rebranding, there are a few things that I thought about. I've been thinking about as it relates to rebranding. As a student of business and marketing, there are 5 P's within marketing. You talk about price, you talk about place, you talk about people and promotion and product. Those 5 P's are important. Yes, we do have all of that. We look at Tottenham University. We have people, we have place, we have a product, and the product is the university. But I thought it was not enough for us as we talk about rebranding the university. And so I have moved along to push another P within our rebranding strategy. And the other P that I've included is called the purple cow. The purple cow. Have you seen one before? No. You have seen black cow, you have seen white cow, you have seen brown cow, but you have not seen purple cow. But if you see one, you will know it until you die. And so we want for Tottenham University to be second to none in the country. We want to be a purple cow. We don't want to be any university in Liberia. They have their place, they have the people, but we want to be a different university. That's why we are doing things differently as it relates to our students and our output as a university. So those are the things that we're trying to do at Tottenham University as it relates to branding the university. Some unusual things we are doing. Currently, I have a student from the Cote d'Ivoire who is doing his internship, and he's doing an amazing job from the International Institute of Philip Houphouët-Boigny in Yamoussoukro, a Liberian student. He's there melting plastic and mixing it with sand so that we can make bricks. Those are the kinds of innovative things that we are trying to do at the university. We want to be a different school. Another question as a different school that we are asking is, what is it? Are we just educating young people just to be educated? Because one of the things I realized in Liberia is there's a divide between education and employment. A lot of people graduate and do not have the capacity to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
And so at TU, we are being very intentional for us to align our curriculum with employment, asking the question, what is it that we need in Liberia that our students can contribute to? And so we are trying to address that in our curriculum, in our offerings, and so forth as a university.
Is the rebranding, academic development, and the other programs going with infrastructure development?
Oh, yes. Thanks to the government of Liberia that have put in some money. When I went there, the place was challenged. You have bathroom issues, you have roofing issues, you have just dilapidated classrooms. But currently, this coming new academic year that starts in August, in this month, on the 26th, classes start. We have done some major work on our infrastructure. Our educational building has been redone. Our main academic wing has been redone. As I indicated, we have so many students now that we have space. That's the major problem we're having right now. There's an new engineering building that is being constructed as I speak. The old engineering building will be used to expand classroom space. So we are doing all we can within our reach to use the little resource we receive from government to make sure that our students are comfortable.
What's about capacity in terms of the different programs? The engineering department, is it capacitated? Are the students doing real hands-on learning, and those kinds of things?
I think you are aware of the bridge that is being built between Ivory Coast and Liberia, the Cavalry Bridge. Most of the students, most of the employees there are Tottenham University students. We also have a soil lab in Plebo that was donated gracefully by the Ministry of Public Works to the university. A soil lab that has been used for the construction of the bridge in Harper and Plolo, the Cavalry River Bridge. We have students all over the place who are working in key areas. Our placement program at TU is very, very aggressive to make sure that our students have a hands-on to have place to serve. Another thing, let me brag a little bit. I want you to show me any good civil engineering program in the country. I will show you Tottenham University.
Really?
Yes. Our civil engineering program is excellent. We have 3 PhDs from the University of Johannesburg. Just check it out. And they came out top in their class. And they are teaching at Tottenham University right now. So we are moving, and there's no stopping. One of the things that we also realized was the issue of electricity. We get current from Cote d'Ivoire, and sometimes it's not steady. But now, beginning in October, we are bringing in 370 kilowatts of solar that will be installed at Tottenham University to take care of some.
Already?
Yes. It is ready. It's ready for shipment.
From your partners?
No, from government. Government sponsored that initiative. It's done in phases, and this is the first phase of 370 kilowatts that we will be installing at Tottenham University. So take care of some of these electricity challenge. When you have steady electricity, there's a lot of things that come with it, benefits, consistent learning opportunities, distant learning, conference learning, and so forth. And so we are so excited about that particular infrastructure improvement at the university.
Dr. Mendy, are there plans for academic and infrastructure expansion at Tottenham University?
Yes, there are conversations right now with the Tottenham University Foundation and our Board of Trustees. Thank God for our Board of Trustees. The new Board of Trustees is on fire. I'm so excited with the leadership of Chairman Flo Thomas and capable people on the board. There are conversations about expanding our facilities. Because as I told you, when I went to Tottenham University, we were under 2,000 students. Now we are over 3,000. Infrastructure is a challenge for us.
What's attracting these students?
Well, because our university is stable. It's stable. And we continue to provide opportunities for our students to excel and to have a conducive learning and safe environment.
Other than southeastern Liberia, do you have students outside from probably Nimba?
Oh, yes. We have students, we attract students from all over the country. That's why Tottenham University is not just a Maryland university. It's a national university located in Maryland County, similar to the other state university. So I continue to change that narrative that we are not just a school, Maryland County University. We are a national university named after William V.S. Tottenham, but located in Maryland County. And so we need to attract I hope the Minister of Finance is listening to me. We didn't attract that kind of money because of
to get it going.
To get it going. The university attracts students from all over the country. Just last semester, we had over 200 students from the Monrovia area transferring to Tubman University.
In the midst of all of these, and I like the one you said, I'm about to brag. You know, I like that with that kind of authority. These things are not without challenges, Dr. Menji. I'm not sure you want to say everything at Tubman University is rosy. What are your challenges? What are the major challenges at the moment?
Well, we have infrastructure challenge. You know, yes, it's always budgetary issues. But again, as I indicated, once you have problem, you look for solutions. And that's why we keep looking beyond the budget. For instance, there are ministries around the country. We partner with the Ministry of Agriculture, for instance. Their STAR program, the STAR, I think, Pillars program, beyond our budget. We were able to get a tractor, a power tiller for our agriculture program, and so forth. So we have to look beyond what the government is giving us to augment, to run the university. And one of the things I realized, let me talk about student sources a little bit, Clarence. There is no way I can be president of Tubman University without student. No student, no university. And I keep saying that day in and day out to the staff of Tubman University, to the community, that our students need to be prioritized. We need to make sure that they have a safe place to learn. We need to listen to them. So I spend time with students, listening to them, hearing their complaints, hearing their challenges, and trying to address what the needs are. We may not address all because of limitations, but at least when you communicate, consistent communication with the students, they see what is going on. And so our students are our priorities. I realized also that in higher education in Liberia, it's all about sitting at the Palava hut and talking. There is no outlet for the student, other outlets, important outlets. So this year, for the first time, Tubman University is going to start a Tubman University band, a 40-unit band.
A band?
A band, a marching band at Tubman University. This year, for the first time, we're going to have a workout gym for our students so that after school, they can go out to work out, to exercise, and so forth. We are looking at improving our basketball court, our football pitch with LFA. We do have a formal agreement with LFA to see how best we can do sport education at TU, eventually improve then we can improve our pitch. That's why I say looking beyond the budget. That's what we are doing at Tubman, because we all cannot depend on that one envelope, giving finance ministry a headache to do everything for us. So we've been creative. Our strategy have been lean thinking and lean implementation, trying to get rid of waste. There are some things that I would say we can't do because of our limited budget, and we prioritize what is necessary to promote our students to succeed.
President of the Tubman University in Harper, Maryland County, Dr. Olumenje, he's our guest this morning. We're talking about progress and challenges at the university. You see, once it was cleared by Dover South that you were appearing on the radio this morning, I had to go further to do a little bit of research on Tubman University to see additional things we could talk about. Now, there is supposed to be, or there was a mini solar farm that was done by UNIDO on the campuses of the Tubman University in Maryland County. What's the current status of that farm?
That farm was abandoned when I went to TU. The plates were there, some of the batteries were there, and currently we have used that farm to run our internet connectivity now on the campus, and it is working pretty much. We have also transformed that farm into a grid that provide power support for our computer lab on campus.
Have you dedicated the engineering building you were constructing?
No, it's under construction. We just finishing the first phase. It's about 3 phases. So the first phase will be finished hopefully before the end of the year, this budget year, and we are very pleased with the progress of that construction.
Dr. Menje, what do you envisage? What is your vision for Tottenham University? Where do you want to see it? Probably around 2029, 2030.
Let me say this before I tell you what I envision of Tottenham University. Tottenham University is a hidden secret in Liberia.
You think so?
It is. It's overlooked because of locations, sometimes forgotten. But this appearance, I hope people will know that there is a viable national university in Liberia that is doing well, being supported by the government, despite of all of these challenges in location. That's why I said in my rebranding initiative, we want to be a purple cow, which when you see it, you will know it until you die. We want to be different. So I want for, but by 2029, I want for over half our students to have some kind of international exposure. I believe that exposure breeds some level of development and insight. Even going to the Cote d'Ivoire, going to Cote d'Ivoire for a field trip or for a learning trip would be very essential for us. I want us to be a university that is globally, let me use the word, globally minded. Local, but also have a global footprint. That's why we have this partnership. That's why we have students studying in different places around the world so that people can know that Tottenham University exists, that Tottenham University is making a difference. And I keep saying to our students and to our university community, we have to grow where we are planted. We don't have to be in Monrovia or New York City or London to be a relevant university. We can be a relevant university in Harper, Maryland County, and that's what we are doing. Advancing our strategy, small, smart steps. And I want to confess this morning that Tottenham University culture has changed since we have gotten there.
It's changed.
Yes, the students are responsive. The workers are gaining ownership. The staff are gaining ownership of the university. I said, "This is your university. You need to own it. Don't treat it like a university that you just employ, that you just receive salary." And so you see a sense of ownership, you see a sense of pride, and so forth. And one of the things we're doing this year that I need to say is that our graduation is normally in November. So our graduation this year, we are bringing the founding president of the university.
She's still around?
She's still around. She will be 84 years old in September. So Dr. Elizabeth David Russell will serve as our graduation speaker.
I mean, the feeling,
yes,
the emotion,
yes,
the everything.
Yes, and she's excited.
That's
she has responded to our invitation. We also inviting the bishop from the Episcopal Church to serve as our baccalaureate speaker. So we trying to let the world know that Tottenham University exists and exists in a real way. I'm so glad that during our opening convocation, the managing director for NPA, Honorable Sekou Dukle, will be our speaker. And then our Founders Day in September, we are inviting the Minister of Finance, Honorable Gafuan.
You're so much passionate about a big Tottenham University, Dr. Menje. That's what I see.
Not just a big Tottenham University, but a Tottenham University that embraces quality and not quantity.
All inclusive.
All inclusive.
Of a big Tottenham University.
Well, yeah. Yes, inclusive, you would say, but quality should be our hallmark because our motto is transformation for a worthy service. And I think that is important. Our mascot is the phoenix bird rising from the ashes. And that's what Tottenham University is and continue to be, rising from the ashes.
Let's talk about ratio in terms of enrollment, gender.
Yes.
What is it? Is it impressive?
It is to an extent. I mean, normally, there will be male domination is all over the place. It's evident in Liberia, but we are being very intentional about our gender inclusion at Tottenham University. For the matter of fact, we have an office of diversity, inclusion, equity at the university that makes sure that we encourage our students to, female students to come to the university. The ratio will be about 60 to 40 at this point, but it's climbing up.
It's climbing up.
Yes.
Have you a strong nursing program?
Oh yeah, our nursing program is second to none in the country. We again looking beyond the budget. We are grateful to partner in health in that is stationed in Maryland. We partner with them. They are one of our trusted partners.
They're doing a lot in Maryland.
Yes.
I went there before to cover some of the activities.
Yeah. And so they are partnering with us within our nursing program, our nursing and midwifery program, and they are doing an excellent. They provide. We have one of the largest repository of nursing literature in the country that is updated yearly by Partner in Health that our students use for research. We have a very viable simulation lab at the university for our nursing students and our midwifery students. Our students had the opportunity to do the affiliation at J.J. Dawson, which is a hidden secret in Liberia. I'm not here to talk about J.J. Dawson, but it's a very, very viable health institution in the country. And so we have that support from and some of the doctors also do adjunct teaching free of charge at the university as well.
That's good. Before we take the last night, when it was concluded that we would have had this interaction, I started thinking about something. I said I'll bring it to Dr. Menge's mind. Probably they're not thinking about that, especially at the time we've heard that the president has signed into law the port autonomy law that will positively affect Maryland County being one of the ports area. I was thinking, can Tottenham University begin to work with the Liberia Maritime Authority, the Freeport, designing some kind of curriculum to ensure that when that thing is settled and it become functional, people can remain right in Harper over there and do some kind of education in port management or something.
Oh, Clarence, this is how I think. Normally they'll tell you to think think outside the box.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to that. Okay. I subscribe to think as if there's no box.
Think as if there's no box.
Yes.
I like that.
Because there are endless possibilities. As an institution that wants to be or that aims to be relevant, we need to think in all directions. So when there's a problem, we need to find solutions. And so with that initiative with the Port Authority, yes, we will explore every possibility. We're talking to the National Fishery as well because of our location. We're right there at the bank of the Atlantic Ocean.
City, yeah?
Yes. And so we are thinking as if there is no box as it relates to these new opportunities. Every day, every morning, when I wake up, I tell myself today is a new day of new challenges and new possibilities. And so I think that this is a great possibility for Tottenham University to expand. We do not want to be a university just to offer everything to all people. We want to be offering what is relevant in Liberia.
Dr. Olumanje is here, President, Tottenham University in Harper, Maryland County. I like the way he put it. He said it's a national university, but located in Harper in Maryland. Let's get to hear from all of you. What do you think? He's talking about rebranding. He's talking about, capacity training, infrastructure development, 0777700995. And he said, Clarence, this year, our commencement speaker is going to be the founding president of the university. Good morning.
Hello, Clarence.
Good morning. Where you call from?
Yeah, this is Wallace Briggs. I call from Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. Let's hear you from the U.S.
Yeah, Clarence, I have a really huge interest in this. I just have quick 3 questions. Please let me put my questions forth.
Go ahead.
I hope the doctor is taking note. So he talks about his academic programs, his plans, and everything. I just want to know what are his plans for plagiarism check and maybe teaching from textbooks instead of pamphlets, because he said most of his instructors are perhaps doctorate degree holders, and I know he went to school in the West. Like in Liberia, we still be printing pamphlets for books. why not just tell students to summarize these particular chapters and everything? So when it comes to plagiarism, it helps enhances university status
Plagiarism.
around the world.
Okay.
Is he thinking about going there? My second question is, are there plans to transition some of your courses to online or asynchronous program? Because there are some courses, for example, that do not have much laboratory work, maybe sociology, maybe public health 101, maybe environmental science 101. Are you thinking, because you lack infrastructure, to move some of these courses to online stuff so that students can do them from anywhere? And then my last question is, what college can you clearly boast of in your area there?
Okay.
You can say that is the best in the
What
country.
college can you clearly boast? I think right there you have to make a choice between nursing and engineering from what I've been hearing from me. Hello?
Good morning. This is Kenneth. Good morning, Dad.
Good morning. Your full name, sir. Your full name.
Kenneth Port.
Okay, Port. Go ahead.
Okay. Dad, good morning. It is not a surprise for me. I know the workings of that Domingue even when he was on Race Campus. So I just want to take this time to appreciate him and encourage him to do more for the people of Maryland. Thank you.
Okay, let's go back. Good morning.
Good morning, Clarence.
Yeah.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Emmanuel Wilson, and called to commend Dr. Menge for helping to decentralize education. You know, everybody thought that coming to one university or Liberia will qualify you academically. But what I heard him saying, integrating courses, making people ready for the job, instead of people having degree and not finding job to do, is highly commendable. Thank God for you, and this is your dean. You know that, right?
Okay, thank you. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
So the name is Jeremiah Wenham, but well known as Mr. Realist. Mr. Menge, thank you for lifting up our university. At the time, it was college. I was there as a labor to go there. I know the generation that was there because at that time, the building of the college, I knew them. So going into university, you needed more space. And thank God that you are there. But what I want to understand is, as we are around the River View and other area, I think it is necessary. I want to ask whether if you're doing something that environmental study there, so that those things we can have people who will also teach people to know about them.
Okay,
Thank you.
sir. Thank you so kindly. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jackson.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Daniel Logan. I'm calling you from the Nima United community where you live. I want to say a big thank you to the honorable man there in studios with you there. I want to say a big thank you to him, but one thing I didn't hear him talking about is the issue of persons with disabilities. I want to know, please, those with wheelchair can have access or do have access to that university.
Accessibility for persons with disability. Let's take another call from the U.S. from North Dakota. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Clarence. This is Gossin from North Dakota.
Yeah, Gossin.
And I just want to say thanks to Dr. Olumenje. I just want to emphasize on the issue of the road issue. In 2015 and 2016, we were doing FETB in the Southeast. And at that time, the TU had just closed, and a lot of young students from Morovia was commuting on our Clarence. At that time, somewhere between grade, they used to cut. We used to take one shortcut in the bush to come all the way. Then we reached somewhere around Tapetan and the place to cut. I saw students on the bus from TU coming back for vacation. Those children had spent over 1 month plus on our road because the bus, every time we do them more we hitch because we couldn't really plan on our road. So I'm proud that at least today he yourself from your experience, all of us Liberians, let's become patriotic. This is not about Joseph Walker, it's not about George Weah. Let's build those roads, let people have access to the good university. Now somebody will get encouraged by just saying, oh, all of my names are PhD degree holder. Certain program master cannot teach. Other people want to have those experience. And I think when the road is good, somebody can say, yeah, I send my child to TU. They see where people go to Cottington. So I just want to say a big thank you to the government too for maintaining the road. And thank you, Dr. Olumenje, for the work. I've been hearing that name. It's my first time seeing the face today. That name really is a ring across, Dr. Olumenje.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's hear you. Good morning.
Good morning, Clarence. How you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you very much. Clarence, let me say good morning to my president, the CEO, on the campus of Thomas University. The new Pidesco Soglo, I'm one of his students from the business college, to be precise, PhD department. Let me appreciate the president this morning for SOZ. Just I just want you to, speak on the issue that has to do with the master program. We're hearing that Thomas University.
He said he want to talk too much on it, so you stay in the planning stage. You got to reach that level.
Okay, thank you. So, to you, thank you so much for your expertise this morning on OK FM. Thank you, Clarence.
Okay, thank you. Another WhatsApp call. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
I just want to make
Dominic, where are you calling from? I can see the name.
I'm calling from Single 12th Street.
Okay.
I want to commend Dr. Olumenje, President and CEO of Tubman University, for this incredible opportunity to establish the second state-born university master program in the southeast of Liberia. And all the time we have struggled quality and higher education. So I just want to commend his leadership and to tell my fellow Liberians to make use of this opportunity.
All right, thank you. We're not taking any more calls because we want to give him a chance to respond to some of your concerns. Yeah, Dr. Menje.
Yes, thank you again, Clarence. I want to thank the callers for their viable input and questions and accommodations to the work there at Tubman University. I want to thank again my team. We have an excellent team there on campus who are making it happen. One fingers don't pick lights. You have to work with a team to make sure that they push the agenda of the university. I listened to the caller talking about plagiarism. Just 3 months ago, we just brought into our academic program Turnitin, that all students all faculty will be using Turnitin to test whether their work is authentic or so. Our digital platform is improving gradually. As I indicated, our library now will have over 3 million books, journals, as well as documentations. So we have Turnitin now that has been implemented. Our teachers are in training right now. Our instructors and faculty are in training in using that software for our students. There are other things in the pipeline I can talk about, but in 2029, I want for all Tubman University students to have a laptop. It's insane that you'll be in college and you do not have any kind of digital device. And so those are some of the things that we are working on, that by 2029, using your date, I don't know why 2029 is that all students.
I was just talking about 3 years. That's all. Well, yeah. That's how 2029 business came up.
All Tubman University students will have laptops. Those are things that we're working to improve our digital platform. Yeah. And also, teaching online will be possible when you have stable electricity. As I speak, in September, we're going to increase our smart classroom to additional four classrooms, smart classrooms. Now we have 3. And so in September ending, we have additional 4 smart classrooms with smart boards, a lecture, camera, and so forth in that classroom for our students, so that we can have the opportunity to do some hybrid learning opportunities. Tubman University is not suffering from space. We sit on the 285 acres of land currently.
It's much.
It's a large space. And also we have a farm in Barabo, over close to 1,000 acres of land that we have rubber, pineapple, and you can name it. The only challenging thing is the road to Barabo. We also have another over 500 acres in Kavala that is for the university. So space is not an issue for expansion. And another thing, we also looking beyond the budget, as I talk about our student housing. We want to increase student housing. Most of our students live off campus. About 95% of our students live off campus. But we want to improve that. Our faculty housing is currently being improved, de-roofed, repainted and so forth, and that renovation is going on again. Thanks to the government of Liberia for entrusting us with that initiative. We do have an environmental science program at Tubman University, a vibrant one. Well equipped. I think we got one of the best in the country, the environmental science. We do have a climate lab at TU. Again, thanks to support from those who are involved with EPA and so forth, that they saw it fitting for us to host a climate lab at Tubman University. Again, Orange Liberia do have a Orange Digital Lab on our campus. So you see, thinking beyond the budget, we have to do things that is not merely being consumed by the budget, but we need to look outside. So Orange has been very, very supportive with us, giving opportunity for the people in the community to do that kind of space, to have that kind of space for us to operate, not only for TU students, for also the community. And TU wants to be relevant in its location. So students who do not make our test, our placement test, they have an opportunity also to apply for what we call the Access Program, which is a bridge program to help students to prepare to enroll in college. When you are out and you not make the entrance or the placement, what do you do in the interim? So Tubman University has also created a space for students who fall short in an academic pursuit to have a space to learn. So we have what you call the Access to College program. It's a bridge program. Yes, inclusion is important. Inclusion is important. As I mentioned earlier, we have an office of diversity, inclusion, equity, and so forth at the campus. So people who are physically challenged, I don't like the word used, disability. Yeah. People who are physically challenged, we pay attention to it, and even our new facilities and existing facilities, we try to make sure that they have access to these buildings. Again, you know, this university was built in 1978, 1977. So it has been rehabilitated, and those are the buildings we're using. So we try to do all we can to make sure that people have that access to the space that they need to go to. Road connectivity. Thank God again to the government. Because of the road, Tubman University is being exposed, and we hope that beyond the road we have more money from budget for to expand the university. But again, Tubman University is a hidden secret in Liberia. I want you to come and see and enjoy that sacred space of learning. And I'm so grateful that I'm there on the stage to lead that university to a place of permanence and of relevance in Liberian educational provision.
Dr. Menji, I'd like to say thank you ever so much for coming today. Yes, like you said, university presidents talk once, one time. We hope we can have the opportunity to come to Maryland, visit your campus, look at some of the things you're doing there. But it was a wonderful conversation. I wish you well in your endeavor to make Tubman University not a university of mass students, but a university of quality. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Come to Harper. We'll give you some palm butter. Come.
Thank you so much. The president of Tubman University in Harper, Maryland County, Dr. Olu Menji, was our guest. So I want university students to have computers. Yeah, you're talking about farms. We got farms. We're trying to bring on solar energy to get electricity city. Okay, thanks to all of you. We call it a day. We call it a presentation. Tomorrow morning we'll be back here again. Coming up next is the news at 10. Morris Willett and his team. My name is Piso. Thanks to Blessing Nimland. We're out of here.